Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on here. Just gonna make sure um, everything's working. We need to. Yep, that's going. So a couple things got a little screwy just now because I was trying to uh, what was it? I bought a new monitor the other day, um, and I was trying to get that set up. But then I found out that I actually only have one HDMI port that plugs into the graphics card, and I was using my primary monitor on the HDMI port. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I got my new monitor. I got my 6 foot extension cord, from my HDMI to HDMI plug-in. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead, let's do it. And I went ahead and listened to the back of that thing, and I was like, what the fuck? There's one HDMI port and then like 3 or 4 display ports. I didn't even know what the other ports were. I had to call my buddy, and he's like, "Yeah, those are display ports. Way better for way better for monitors and for gaming. So you should be using those in the first place." And I was like, "Well, shit. Now I got to go find a female HDMI to a male DisplayPort connection." So, and when I plugged in my other monitor, and then I was plugging this in, plugging that in. Oh, this doesn't work. That doesn't work. Plug this in instead, and then it screwed up all my settings on my soundboard and everything. So let's see. We got that out of the way though. So I have one monitor for today, and I was so excited to use my new one, but yeah, we've only got one. What is up, everybody? What is up, King Frankie? Just another Cisco, Rephiam, Volkihar, and Mandizzlefo Shizzle. Walmart has simple adapters. It's like 25 if I remember correctly. That'll be good to know. I was thinking I wanted to use this freaking this new monitor today so bad because when I read y'all's comments during the live streams, I just have my phone open. So I have my phone and it's like sitting in front of my it's sitting like in front of my monitor, and then I have to look on this tiny screen to see everybody's comments, and then I'll try to go back and forth in between reading the story too, and just like glancing at the chat real quick, and then it's so small that it'll mess me up a little bit. And then too, when I'm on my phone, it has the freaking little heart emoji at the bottom, and then like the newest person's chat always gets cut off, and I'm like, how the hell do you get rid of this freaking heart thing? And I have no idea. Um, but we got that out of the way for now. Yeah, part of me, like I was saying, part of me was gonna just leave and start the stream, and I was like, well, we're an hour into this story. I could play the story from the beginning because it's only an hour in, gives everybody a chance to catch back up to speed and stuff. The problem is though is that I live somewhat out in the country, so like the nearest, so Target is like 25 minutes away, Walmart's 25 minutes away. There's an Office Max or Office Depot here. They're all 25 minutes away, and Office Max was the best bet because I'm sure they'll have like the most extensions, but they closed at 7:30, and I was like, I would get there at 7:20, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to leave people waiting, especially I know people. I set I set a 7 o'clock, and I'm a man of my word, so I stick to whatever I say. I'm always on time, except I was like 3 to 4 minutes late today, trying to fix the monitor thing. And then I don't want to leave people just waiting, especially since I know some people have been talking about making sure that they get here at 7 for the live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and do that sometime in the middle of my work shift tomorrow. Ah, you got the cat with you. There you go, man, Dizzle. Happy you're here too. Glad you're here, King Frankie. Just another Cisco, everybody. I appreciate it. Let's see. What are we going to do? So I'll try to wait till we get around 15-ish people in the chat or in the live stream at least. If y'all don't mind, talking about the story a little bit, catching me up a little bit, because let's see, Because if yeah, Mendizzle, I thought so. I thought so. Thanks for that. It it does disappear if I turn my screen horizontal, but then I get less messages that I can read at one time. But okay, I figured that was kind of the only thing. And if y'all haven't noticed, this thumbnail was one of the thumbnails that I made for that just it just didn't get chosen. I made this for the Great Occam Cobb. If you haven't listened to that already, that was one of my favorite stories for a while. I really enjoyed that one. Uh, we Try Horror did awesome as Will. No, his name wasn't Will in that, was it? It was Jonathan. And then his name, We Try Horror's name is Will in the Tribal Officer story. And Charon's Tales did an exceptional read as the Great Occam Cobb. So I appreciate both of them working with me on that. And Dexter was in it too, and Whispering Scream. Dexter, he did the funny little old man voice. That was really good. I really enjoyed having Dexter on, and it was a lot of fun. The reveal was a little iffy for me. Um, I don't want to say too much if people in the chat haven't listened to it yet, because it's an hour and a half story. The reveal with like how he does the trick was kind of like a little lackluster for me, but other than that, I really did enjoy that story a lot. And Charon, I still can't sing his praises enough. He did really, really well. Oh, I just had my mic muted for like 20 seconds. It's 4 p.m. over there. Where you live at? California? Cisco? Sorry not sorry. My forever favorite is My Daughter Wrote a Letter to Satan. Mandizzle, you and me both. That is also my favorite. I'm at work, but you can't chat. Well, thank you for popping in, Zachary. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that. Yep. I still can't get over like I don't, it'll be a long time I think until I read another story as good as My Daughter Wrote a Letter to Satan. Yes, California. Man, I'm really astounded by how few people it seems live on the East Coast that listen to creepypasta for some reason. King Frankie, you might be referencing the Great Occam Cobb. The Great Occam Cobb. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was I wanted to do the voice for Occam Cobb, but I was like, you know what? Charon's got that nice. He's got a nice bassy voice too, and I was like, it's just really smooth. I was like, I haven't had him on a story yet. I don't think. No, I've had him in. I've had him in one. Excuse me, hiccups. Yeah, I have him in the story we're gonna read tonight. Actually, I just haven't posted. He hasn't. I think that's his debut on the channel. I did listen to Santa being captured by the Canadians. I haven't listened to Lighthouse in a couple years, even though he used to be my favorite. But I mentioned it the last time. His channel just turned into a rules creepypasta farm, so I stopped listening. But that Canadian story was actually like super hilarious. I remember listening to that while I was at work. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. I'm just gonna give y'all a little, just something different to look at. Let's see if that works. I was hoping to do this. The first like 15 to 30 minutes would just be Us kind of chilling in here. Uh, and then I was gonna put some just like some video game footage up while I just talk and wait for people to funnel in. Um, and then I was trying to format, this correctly on the screen because I wanted to just be able to just put this over into the other monitor, but it wasn't working, of course. Yep, yep, King Frankie, it did. Create new. I'm assuming that's good morning. If it is, good morning to you too, my friend. It is 7:15 p.m. over here. And I had my first pizza in I don't know how long. It's been a while. Well, we found out that we think our daughter has a milk and soy allergy. So then my wife cut out all milk and soy um, for like the past like month, and which is way harder than you think because it's either like there's either like a whey protein in everything, or there's like a soybean isolate protein. Like, there's, almost everything has some kind of soy in it, which is super annoying. And then I went on the diet with her too, um, just kind of do something with her and help her out a little bit because I know that sucks. And she did super good on it. And then maybe 4 days ago, the doctor went ahead and said, okay, it's been a while. You can go ahead and introduce soy and dairy back into the picture. And we did. So then we went to Longhorns. Well, actually, yesterday we were supposed to go ahead and I got a new handgun a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to shoot it. A Smith & Wesson 9mm, and I wanted to shoot that, and I wanted her to get familiar with it. So we went to the shooting range. That was a lot of fun. I love shooting. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. We did that, and then we were gonna go to Longhorn Steakhouse because that's one of my favorites around here. Thank you, Cisco, for the gold coins. Thank you. Wanted to go to Longhorn, but we went ahead and we reserved our shooting range over at Green Top, and then I paid for it. And then the guy's like, okay, that'll be an hour. That'll be about an hour and a half, 2 hour wait. And I was like, what the fuck? You can't tell me that there was a wait time before I paid for the damn thing? But, it's whatever. So then we went ahead, and the closest thing was Texas Roadhouse, which we don't really eat at. I don't have much of a problem with Roadhouse. We used to eat there all the time as a kid, but it is just so damn loud. It's so noisy. I don't like the steaks there as much. I mean, the most redeeming quality about Roadhouse is the rolls. The rolls are so good. They can't be beat. Um, they cannot be beat at all. Uh, I loved Roller Coaster Tycoon. King Frankie, me and you too, man. I have been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon for so long, ever since I was like, I don't know, for like 20 years at least. And every time I get a new computer, I have saved this disc throughout like my entire life because I love this and Zoo Tycoon 2. And I've saved that disc ever since I was like 10 years old. And every time I get a new PC, it is the first thing that I download because it's just, I like park management games, and this one isn't super. Some of them go way too in depth, with how it is. I've never tried Longhorn. I have to go and try it. It is one of my favorites. Especially like it doesn't compare with like when you go to like a $100, $80 steakhouse where the steaks are $80 each, of course. But it is like my favorite, like generic kind of is chain steakhouse around here. Yeah, this is I also have Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. Those are super awesome. I love them, but sometimes they can get a little too in depth. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon. All right, so what I used to do, I used to be at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I would put on Roller Coaster Tycoon, and if this volume's too loud, let me know. I don't have the headset on to tell me. I used to put Roller Coaster Tycoon on, 2 specifically, and I would listen to Corpse Husband at like 2 o'clock in the morning, freaking myself out. listening to his creepypastas that he would narrate, and that would be a blast. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Brandy, good to see you in here. Ah, King Frankie is a Warcraft and StarCraft fan. So am I. So am I. My son has a soy issue, and we had to switch to a super expensive brand. Yeah. Yep. It is a pain. I mean, it is an absolute pain because soy is in almost everything. I went ahead and like even I was making, so when I go on like these kind of diets, it would be like I'll eat just a ton of roast beef, like roast chuck, London broil, shoulder roast, eye of round roast, and I can just eat that. I can live off of that. And then I went to look at the gravy, the brown gravy ingredients from McCormick, soybean isolate. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. All right, so go ahead and here. Let me go ahead and set a goal here for 2 hours. Hmm. All right, I'll go ahead. I'll keep the goal at 5 this time. I've done it both times. I've done 10, and then both times it never hit. So we'll go ahead and set it to 5. Um, only of course, only super chat anybody who can, who's in the financial position to do so. But it'll help me out. Like I take Mondays now are dedicated days off that I take exclusively for the live streams. Let's see what coaster should we pop in here real quick. Ooh, Cisco, thank you. Taco John's is 20% soy. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah. Yeah, I used to love playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and listening to Corpse Husband. You know what's crazy too? I have this memory. This was so early. Like I don't think like anybody even like really even knew who he was. I had no idea who Corpse Husband was at this one point in this memory I'm about to tell you. My dad was sitting at the kitchen table, and he was taking apart his computer, and um, he was cleaning it out. So he was taking the PC apart, cleaning it, getting all the parts refreshed and everything. And I'm seeing my dad at like, he was a night owl, so he'd be up at like, it's like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. All the lights are off. He's got his nerdy little headlamp on, and he's cleaning the parts out. He's got his Q-tips and everything. My dad always took very good care of all of his stuff, and he was a total nerd. And I hear this thing playing on his phone, and I'm like, what's Dad listening to? And then I go over. I don't know. I'm sure some of y'all will recognize this creepypasta. It was the one where a guy comes in. Mendizzle for shizzle, thank you so much. $4.99, I appreciate that. Forever my favorite, thank you. Where he's listening to the creepypasta where he goes, it was a guy who finds a red room on the dark web. And I remember my dad sitting down there listening to it, and it's one of these ones where it's getting kind of graphic, and I'm like, what the fuck is my dad listening to? Like, obviously, it's just a fake story, but I was like, what the hell is that? And then I don't know, maybe years later, or a year or two later, I find Corpse Husband, and I was like, wow, that's what my dad was listening to back when like nobody even really knew who Corpse Husband was, or he wasn't as famous as he was. I certainly didn't know who he was at that point. I was like, man, my dad was always on like the upside of things before anybody really found out about him. All right, so with the story, um, y'all are gonna have to refresh my memory a little bit because I've read, man, since last week, I've read like 5 hours worth of other things. Um, but basically, kind of where we left off was Will, the our protagonist in this, is kind of getting. I should have wrote down a summary for this beforehand, but um, Will. Oh shoot. I think this is getting a little too expensive for people. Gotta bring it down a little bit. I'm always money gouging people in this game. I even charge people to go to the bathroom. Call me evil, I know. Uh, Will is getting the hang of things. I think Alley Oops. What's up, Alley Oops? Good to see you in here. I think at this point, Will has been on the in the job for maybe 6 months at this point, or maybe we haven't hit that. Maybe it's been 3 months. Um, I'm kind of doing a horrible job of summarizing this because I'm forgetting so many plot points because it's been so long. It was only been a week, but I've read so much other stuff in between then. Let's see. Try promoting your stream on different servers if it's okay, like Dexter. Would that be okay? And horror tubers maybe. Ah, yeah, good idea. Good idea, Cisco. I should get on that. Um, let's see. It's also a little confusing because I'm trying to remember what happened before I stopped reading. Like, so we finished last week at around the 52 or 54 minute mark, and then I recorded like another 15 minutes the other day. So now I'm at a minute or an hour and 4 minutes. I was gonna record some earlier today, but my wife, well, my father-in-law came over to see our see the new baby girl. He came over to see her, and then my wife was taking our daughter over to her mom's for a few hours. And then I was like, oh, wow, the house is going to be empty for a little bit. I can finally go to sleep. So then I spent the past like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, like crashed out on the bed. Chilling Tales has almost gone from YouTube. I think that don't quote me. I think that's going to change. Um, Chilling Tales really pivoted away from YouTube for a bit because of how bad YouTube was screwing all of us and his channel in particular. Because you got to remember, Chilling Tales got demonetized, then remonetized, then demonetized again. So when he got demonetized the second time, he switched a lot of his stuff to Rumble, which I tried uploading over there. Just nobody listens. Nobody, Rumble's a political platform for the most part, and a lot of us are focusing on Spotify now. And hey, if y'all can too, if y'all can, go ahead and give me a rating on Spotify. It's Nightmares Nightly. Give me a 5-star over there if you can. That's been going pretty well, guys. If YouTube demonetizes me again, Spotify is the only way that I can make money, basically. Um, and it's not as much. Spotify, I think, kind of pays better, but I have a fourth of the viewership over there. That'll grow, of course, but because right now I'm uploading a video every single day to Spotify, but it's the back catalog. So instead of doing what a lot of people do, where they just dump every single video they have over there, I'm just uploading an old video every single day, and I think I'll catch up to the modern uploads within the next like month or two. I don't have too many more. Because I've got like 600 videos on the channel, but I've deleted or like 300 of the earlier ones are like on a different laptop, I think. Jack Harrison, voice actor official. Hello, how you doing, my friend? All right, we've given this a good bit of time. I think now will be the time to. I will go ahead and here, let's find where we kind of are. We have been gone for over 30 minutes. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's find where that is. We have been gone for over 30 minutes. All right, so that's where we are. Thank you, Cisco. Thank you. You know, I was at a 5.0 perfect rating for like months and months and months, and then finally I must have got a 1 star somewhere, and then it brought me down to 4.7. I was like, oh, no. But it's going to happen eventually. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and find. I'm going to just start us back over at the 50-minute mark. And then I'm going to play that because I kind of stopped around the 54 or 52 last week. So I'm going to start us back at the 50-minute mark and then let that play. And again, so I'll try to give the best recap I can. Basically, this story is about a guy who starts as a corrections officer on a tribal reservation land. His name is John. His name is Will. Voiced by, no, sorry, I fucked all that up. I think his name actually, gosh, there's so many. His name's Jay. When you read so many stories, there's so many names. All right, so the guy's name is Jay, and then Will is We Try Horror, and Jay is like his trainer, or Will is his trainer. Is it worth keeping my YouTube Premium? Absolutely. I don't honestly. I don't care what YouTube were to do. I cannot get rid of my YouTube Premium. I cannot listen to ads. I hate it. I hate listening to ads. I can't stand it. I need to have mine at least. So Jay is a trainer here. They give him a list of rules. This is technically a rules pasta, but it's not focusing on the rules at all. The rules is kind of almost like a clickbait thing from the author. It feels like they don't play a big part. And he's going through his training here, and just weird shit starts happening. And there's a whole plethora of characters. We have Vidith on here, Dusklight Radio, We Try Horror, Charon, Vox, Animus, Whispering Scream. She's on here. They all play big roles. This is a heavy dialogue story. It's one of the reasons why it takes so long to edit too. What audio software do you use? For the moment, I use Audacity, although I've been messing with Audition because I want to use Audition. It's just so damn complicated. But We Try Horror has been helping me out a lot with learning that. The kid's a wizard. Yeah, I cannot deal with ads. And then just so y'all know, like, I know every now and then I'll get a comment like, "Oh, there's so many ads on here." So let me tell y'all how YouTube does advertisements. If I upload like an hour and a half story, I upload the story. Usually I upload right before I go to work. So I'll upload a story, and then I click YouTube automatic ads. Because if I put, they changed it a while ago. When you put your own ad blocks in, YouTube basically denies like almost all of them. Because if you don't have like a long break in between where you put an ad, they'll say, "Oh no, we're not gonna put an ad here." So if in an hour and a half story, I would put in like 3 or 4 ad breaks. But now YouTube just denies them all. So I had to put in the automatic ads. And on an hour and a half story, YouTube will put in like 15 fucking ads. And I'm not kidding. Like they'll put an ad in like every 3 minutes. So, but the thing is sometimes I put the story out right before I go to work. Well, if it's an hour and a half story, sometimes it takes YouTube like 2 hours to finalize where those ad breaks are. So I can't do anything about it. So when I come home, I go to the ads, and then I trash like 70% of them. But sometimes if you get into upload and you listen like right away, And you're like, there's an ad. It's like, well, I probably uploaded that right before work, and I didn't have enough time to remove them. But yeah, usually I'll remove like 70% of the ads because it's just ridiculous. How far is this story from being finished? Probably another 2 or 3 weeks. It all depends. I mean, it depends. If we hit the goal tonight, I'll stream till 9 tonight, no matter what. If we hit the goal, I might go another hour, and then I'll give us a little bit more reading. Depends on how much reading we get done tonight. Hopefully, we get another hour done. It depends on how many breaks I do and how many times I stop and talk to the comments, which I love to do. But I know it sets back the time a little bit. But hopefully, we can get this story done and by the end of the month. I want to get it done a little earlier than that because I've got some other stuff in the works as well. I have a lot of long stories that I got that I want to get done, and this is a 4-hour story. So, yep, I loathe how prissy this site is with ads and creative control. It's ridiculous. It's like they add in like I'm not joking. When I put a compilation video up that's like 4 hours long, I'm not kidding when I say that there will be like 40 fucking ads in that. Like, it's ridiculous. And you know what pisses me off so much too is like so many YouTubers, most YouTubers, just hit that automatic ad thing, and then they let all those fucking ads play. And I'm like, what? You know your audience hates it. You're driving people away. I don't get it. But people love money. So like my wife doesn't have YouTube Premium, and sometimes we'll watch YouTube on TV on her account, and I'm like, I can't do it. Some people have an ad like every 3 minutes, and it's just ridiculous. All right, let's go ahead and start from wherever this is. I'm gonna let this play for 15 minutes, and once this is done rolling, we will dive back into the story. I just want to catch all up, and once this is done, we'll dive back.
Stay safe. Let me know how it goes if you come back,
Will said with a smirk. When I got through the door leading out to the yard, Val was already checking the fence.
Look who decided to show up.
I radioed to control that we were beginning the interior check and caught up with Val. Sorry, I was talking to Will. We finished the interior check and I keyed into the personnel gate.
So, he told you about Ryan?
I swung the gate open and we walked into no man's land. I called in the end of the first check and the start of the second. Yeah, I whispered.
You okay?
She asked. I locked the gate back up and we began to walk along the interior fence.
I know it's a lot to take in, but don't let it get to your head. I need you on your shit tonight.
I'm good, I promise, I said. I started to get this feeling of being watched the closer we got to the tree line. I turned on the flashlight and shined it at the exterior fence. Holy shit, Corporal D wasn't kidding. This thing is like having sunlight in your hand.
No kidding. It's almost too bright.
Val was right. When I pointed the light at the chain link fence, it reflected off the metal almost to the point of not being able to see past the fence. We walked in silence for a couple minutes before I was frozen in my tracks. I heard what almost sounded like whispering coming from just beyond the fence. Did you say something?
No. Why?
Val stopped a few steps ahead of me before turning around. Could have sworn I heard someone talking. Let's keep going.
Yeah, the quicker we get back inside, the better. I'll keep an ear out.
While we were walking, I could hear the wind blowing through the trees and crickets chirping in the bushes. Once we finished the second check and walked through the last gate and out the exterior fence, all the sounds vanished. It was like walking through a portal. I radioed control that we were starting the final 2 checks and we started walking. After about 2 minutes of silence, I looked at Val. You hear that?
No, what are you...
She stopped herself mid-sentence.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. When we stopped walking, I noticed that we had finished the exterior check. I know this is probably the last thing you want to hear, but all we have left is the back fence. I looked at my watch to make note of the time. It was 21:45. I turned my flashlight to the tree line, and about 15 feet in front of us was the trailhead. Fuck it, I sighed, before radioing to control that we were entering the trail.
Let's get this over with.
We entered the trailhead, and I kept the light pointing straight ahead. Even with how bright the lights seemed outside the trail, we could only see about 10 feet in front of us. It was like there was a black sheet being held up at the end of the beam. As we walked along the trail, my eyes kept panning to the ground looking out for little footprints Will told me about. But there was nothing there. "What's that?" I said, as I saw an orange landscaping flag on the ground. Written on the flag was confirmation code 36021. I had Val write down the code. "Let's leave this here. Something tells me taking anything from here is a bad idea."
No argument here. Wonder why it's here, though. I've been through here a bunch of times and have never seen it before.
"Looks fairly new. I'll ask Dee about it when we get back." We continued walking until we popped out of the trees at the other end of the trail about 20 minutes later. Well, that was uneventful.
Don't get cocky. We still have more of those checks ahead of us. What time is it?
I looked at my watch. Strange. My watch says 21:45.
How is that possible? We've been walking for at least half an hour.
I radioed control that we were done with the final check and that we were heading back in.
Jay, Val, switch to channel 3 on your radios.
Corporal D's voice came through. I looked at Val, shrugged, and we both turned our radios to channel 3. Jay, radio check.
Val, radio check.
Good copy on both. You guys actually need to do your checks.
Corporal, we did. We've been walking for like half an hour.
There's no way. Jay just radioed saying you just got to the trailhead. I know you might not want to be out there, but if you aren't lying, do you have anything to report?
Yes, sir. I found an orange landscaping flag.
An orange landscaping flag. Anything special about it? We have contractors that leave them behind all the time.
Written on it was confirmation code 36021. There was a long pause before the radio keyed up again.
Go back to channel 1 and meet me in control.
We switched out radios and checked in with control before heading back into the facility. When we got to control, Corporal D was sitting at his desk.
I need to know exactly what happened on that trail.
We entered the trailhead and just kept walking. About halfway through, I saw the flag and had Val write down the number. We walked for another 10 to 15 minutes before we exited the other end of the trail.
Then there was nothing else to report. No strange sounds or anything out of place.
No, we didn't see anything, and it was dead silent. That was the only weird thing. There was no ambient noises at all. Only thing I heard was our footsteps.
And you, Jay?
Same. Aside from the flag, I didn't see or hear anything.
Okay. Well, you got another check coming up here soon. Luckily for you, it's only the exterior check. Since the report was about the forest, you don't need to worry about either of the interior checks the rest of the night.
Sounds good.
Sir, why was that flag there?
I put that there about a month ago. Got word that one of the day shift guys was being accused of falsifying his early morning checks. If an officer takes too long for the check or finishes it too quickly, the code lets the supervisor know if the check was legit or not.
Does this happen often?
It started to become a frequent thing about 3 months ago.
Corporal D turned around. Taking the hint that the conversation was over, I turned around and started to leave control.
Let me know if you need anything else.
When I walked into the hallway outside of control, I saw Val talking to Will.
Jay, you good?
Will asked. A little weirded out, but overall I'm good.
Jay, are you sure? You seemed shook up when you were talking to Dee.
Val was back to her normal self and was now in mom mode. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's with all the secrecy. Will put his hand on my shoulder.
Some things are better unknown. If it was important for you to know, they'd tell you.
Do you know?
Some of it, but they compartmentalize a lot of it. Don't think about it too much. You got a long night ahead of you.
Yeah, guess you're right, I said. I looked at the time and it was already time for the next check. Val, it's time. Val gave me a nod and turned back towards Will.
See you on the other side.
Stay safe.
I gave Will a fist bump. We'll try. With that, Val and I walked outside. You want to call it in?
Yeah, I got it.
Val said. She pulled out her radio and notified Control that the check was starting.
Check your watch. Make sure it's working.
We both checked our watches. I got 22:15. You?
Same. Well, let's get to it.
We started walking. As I turned on the flashlight, I checked the battery indicator. Damn, this thing has one hell of a battery. It's got this little screen that shows how long the battery will last, and it changes based on the brightness selected. I held the flashlight up to show Val. It says at full brightness it should last us about 4 hours.
Well, that's good.
We took the first corner and walked along the fence. As I was panning the flashlight from the fence to the trees, I thought I saw movement about 250 feet behind some bushes. Hang on, did you see that? Val stopped next to me and looked where I was shining the light.
Must have been a deer.
Well, we're heading that way. I didn't get a good look at whatever it was, I said. When we got to where the bushes were, I saw movement behind. I stopped and looked around. I'm gonna check behind the bush and see if I see anything.
Don't go too far, Jay.
I got behind the bush and saw the grass behind it had been pushed down as if someone had just walked through here. Looks like somebody recently walked through here, I said. I knelt down and could see a set of footprints. Well, there was someone here. Looks like they were barefoot, too. Val winced as I said it.
How big are the prints?
I knew what she was getting at. Looks to be adult-sized, small, but too big to be a child. Just then I heard a scream. What was that?
Get out of there. I can't see anything without the light.
I was making my way back towards Val when we heard another scream. Something wasn't right about it. It didn't sound human. I've seen videos of cougar calls sounding like a woman screaming, but this didn't sound like that either. Val, did something seem off about those screams? When I looked at Val, she was crying.
Let's get the fuck out of here, Jay.
Yeah, okay, let's go, I said and patted Val on her back. We finished up our check. There were more screams while we walked, but with each one we walked faster. By the end of the check, we were almost in a dead sprint.
Sorry.
Val whispered to me. Don't be. I radioed to Control that we had finished the check and were coming back inside. Are you okay? I asked. When we came in, we walked through the officer's wing. This was the side of the facility that had some admin offices. The break room, workout area. Nothing fancy. Just some dumbbells and one of those workout machines you would normally see in a hotel gym. Briefing room, conference room, and 2 locker rooms. 1 male, 1 female.
I'll be fine. I just need a minute.
Val walked into the woman's locker room, and I walked back into the facility. Right as the door closed behind me, Will was already walking towards me.
Where's Val?
In the locker room crying. I was interrupted by Officer Smith, an immature asshole who needs no further description.
What? You sure your dick out there? I'd cry too.
Smith, shut the fuck up.
Jeez, was just fucking around.
Smith said. Thankfully, he walked off. Maybe it was Will's face turning red, a sign that he is royally pissed. Or maybe it was my, please let today be the day look. But he was gone. Fuck that asshole. As I was saying, it was a rough check.
Yeah. I could hear the screaming when I stepped outside for some air.
You heard it?
I counted 5. Were there more?
Yeah, about 10 in total. Anything sound weird about them to you?
Uh-huh. Haven't heard anything like it before. Definitely not human. Didn't sound like any animal I've heard either.
It almost sounded like something trying to mimic someone screaming. Will looked at me with wide eyes, like I had found the missing piece of the puzzle. What?
Like when we heard that woman screaming your name a couple months back?
Then it clicked. It was the same scream we heard right before my name. Holy shit, I need to... Just then Val walked up to us.
Need to what?
Go back out, I answered. Whatever made that scream is the same thing that scared the shit out of me on my first night. Val looked at Will.
Can you go with him? I can't go back out there.
Jay, Val, come here.
I heard from behind me. I turned around to see Corporal D standing in the hallway. Val and I looked at each other, then at Will. Will shrugged and walked away.
What happened out there?
Everything was fine until I saw movement behind a bush. When I checked it out, I saw adult-sized footprints. Then we heard screaming, but couldn't find the source.
Yeah, I heard it too. Was I seeing things? Or were you two in almost a dead sprint towards the last stretch of the perimeter?
We were. I told Jay we needed to leave, and we started walking. That was until we heard more screaming. Jay looked around, but each scream seemed to come from a different direction. That's when we started running.
I didn't even think of it until then, but she was right. Each scream after the first came from a different direction.
You guys okay?
We both nodded yes, and Corporal D paused for a moment.
Good. You guys have a few before the next check.
Val looked at her watch and her jaw dropped.
Jay, what time do you have?
22:45, I answered. Then it hit me. We had been gone for over 30 minutes. Corporal, what time do you have? Alrighty, and that is where we left off. Alright, let's see. Manic Cryptid. You're a writer, but have you ever submitted anything, or do you write this kind of stuff, or what's up? Alright, I just went downstairs while that was playing and just ate a ton of strawberries, so I gotta gather my bearings here. Let's see. Corporal, what time do you have? Oh, where is that at? Did you notice that Dexter's first line was a dick joke? That cracked me up. 22:45, I answered. Then it hit me. We had been gone for over 30 minutes. Corporal, what time do you have? What time do you have? Yeah, I don't think I've seen your page, Manic Cryptid. Do you post to Reddit or like Wattpad or anything like that? Oh no, fuck! I just reread the same line. Let's see. Corporal D looked confused and checked his phone. Alright, where's Vitus lines? Here we go. Find Vitus.
22:45. Same as you. Why?
I could see on his face that right after the words left his mouth, it clicked for him too.
Fucking hell. How long do you guys think you were gone? You need to sit down. You look like you're gonna pass. No. How long do you guys think you were gone?
I looked at Val, and she looked like she was going to faint. I don't know, maybe 10 minutes at the longest? Corporal D looked at Val. See, once I get the other monitor going too, I'll be able to show y'all like my whole workstation. Because right now, y'all only see like half of the Word document and then this one Audacity tab, but I have like 9 Audacity tabs open with everybody's lines, and y'all can't see all the other ones, but hopefully once I get the
You
monitor
need to
set
sit
up,
down. You look like you're gonna pass.
y'all will be able to see everything.
You need to sit down. You look like you're gonna pass.
I'm not allowed on Reddit. Oh boy. Well, you know, it's pretty easy. I've been banned off of a few subreddits. I'm not even gonna lie. All the moderators. Listen, I'm not a politically correct person, so when I talk into some comments, I'll get into some fucking trouble.
Pass out. You need to sit down. You look like you're gonna pass out.
Val shook her head.
Understandable.
Nope, wrong one. Oops. That's it. There we go, Val.
Jay, what time do you have?
Uh,
Just a little shocked. No, I'm fine. Just a little shocked.
Cisco, the donut guy. Thank you so much. $5 from just another Cisco. Thank you so much for supporting all of us. I've seen you in the other live streams all the time too, Cisco. Usually I can't hang around in live streams for too long, but I see you in there and I see you supporting everybody. So we all appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Little shocked. Just a little shocked.
Then we gotta find Vidith.
Understandable. I don't know why, but time is acting weird out there.
And I know it can be a little jarring. Sometimes y'all gotta listen to the same line like 4 times. That's just how the editing process goes. I gotta listen to it too.
I don't know why, but time is acting weird out there.
You mind if I take Will with me on this next check? I asked. Val shot me a look that I'm sure she wished would kill me.
I don't care, as long as there's 2 of you going.
Also, there's only 15 of us in here, so I doubt it, but did anybody read, I only mentioned it in one video, at the end of one video, but it was A Short Stay in Hell. And I'm forgetting the author's name, but that was a super... Guys, I know y'all love the hell stories. That is an incredible hell story. It's like existentially fucked my brain up for a while. And it's not about pain or suffering. Like, it's not a horrible, scary hell. It's just a man comes to terms with the concept of infinity. Basically, it's like, gosh, that book. It's a novella. You can read it in like 4 or 5 hours. That book was rough. Then there's another book called The Divine Farce. That's a short story. It might be like 80 pages. That was a pretty wild ride. I did buy the book. Didn't get around to read it yet. You got to, RefIM. You got to. Like, I think the first night I read, like, I read a lot of books just on my phone. And the first night I bought it. Well, actually, I found it on I had a YouTube video show up. I was banned from all of Reddit cryptid. Yikes. Oh, Cisco, take it easy, brother. Take it easy. The I found a channel called like Pult Burgeist. It was something like that. And he started talking about the Short Stay in Hell book, and I got like 5 or 8 minutes into his video, and I was like, all right, screw this. I have to just go buy it and read it myself. And then I read like half of it that night, and then I spent the next couple days going through the rest of it. Super good book. And then The Divine Farce. That is a really good book. That is about a book. It's a book that starts with 3 people in total darkness, and they are in like almost like a sewer pipe. You know, it's like 6 feet tall and like 2 feet wide, and 3 people are crammed in it. And they're crammed in it for they don't even know how long. And it's just darkness, concretes on the sides, little metal bars on the bottom. They can barely move. They can only twist and turn, and nectar comes down from the top that they lick off of the wall, and they have to piss and shit on the floor. It's like gross, but then one day, you know, this is like 10 pages in the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. They find a little bit of a chip in the concrete, and then they debate over and over. Should we keep digging at it? Should we go through it? Should we keep going? Should we not? And they finally decide to, and they are welcomed into like a whole different world of the undead, basically, with just like eternal souls walking through this cavern for eternity, it seems. Super good book. I read that book just at work. What is a tough read, Allie?
As long as there's 2 of you going. Yeah. As long as there's 2 of you going.
Thank you, sir. I'll let him know. Corporal D turned and walked away.
Sounds good. Be safe.
I know. I wish someone I knew had read those 2 books. Like, I'm a total bookworm. I read a ton, and no one in my circle really does, except my wife. But her interests are like completely different than mine when it comes to books, so we don't ever read the same stuff, unfortunately. That book, wow. Okay, someone else has read it. Awesome. That is super cool. Now, I don't know if you're talking about A Short Stay in Hell or Divine Farce, but what I took from it, a lot of people, when I was looking through like Reddits and subreddits, or, you know, just Google and stuff, a lot of people were like, oh, I think in the Divine Farce, they're in like a regular hell. And I'm like a Christian hell almost. And I'm like, well, because, you know, he also finds these biscuits, there's like watering troughs, and there's like a biscuit station. They get a fight to the death for, basically. And the biscuits had the word H on them. And people are like, I think he's in a regular hell. And I'm like, I think it's pretty obvious, to me at least, that he's in like a Greek kind of, a Greek hell. Because, I mean, you know, they talk about they're in these like weird tubes. Then there's nectar that comes through these little nectar stations that they get fed through, like they're licking the wall and whatnot. There's these biscuits with H. I thought that stood for Hades. And the hell is very like utilitarian. You know, everything has a purpose. There's like actual like machines in there. It's not a very Hades like to me. Yeah, Short Stay in Hell was crazy. I mean, I'm probably gonna. I plan on when I read a lot of the books on my Kindle on the phone, and when I really like a book, I buy the print too. I think I'm gonna buy Short Stay in Hell, the print version, because I want to give it a reread, and then go ahead and buy the Divine Farce in print also.
Be safe. Sounds good. Be safe.
Once he was gone, I looked at Val. Sorry, I know you wanted to be the one to ask. I panicked after the whole time issue. There's an unspoken rule at my facility. If you or your partner want to switch tasks or post with another officer, the officer that initiated the request is the one who asks. So for me to ask on Val's behalf, especially as a rookie, could be taken as disrespect. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. I don't understand how that's disrespectful, but okay. Maybe I just... Sometimes when I read out loud, I don't actually take the story in very well. That's why when I was trying to summarize the story for y'all earlier, I just kept fucking it up because when I read a story out loud, it just doesn't land in my memory the same way it does when I read it to myself. It's like completely different.
It's fine, Jay. I know you didn't mean anything by it.
I have to cut out a lot of these. Like this author's a good author, but a lot of it's like I asked, I said, he said, she said softly. A lot of that it just isn't needed, and I don't like hearing my voice and then a voice actor's voice, and then me just say, she said softly, and then it goes back into the other voice. It just feels jarring to me, at least.
I know you didn't mean anything by it.
Val punched me on the shoulder.
I already called him before I walked back here.
She smirked at me and walked towards intake. See, like this paragraph had so many weird breaks. Cooley, what is up?
Be careful out there.
She said, looking over her shoulder as she walked away. Just then, Will walked up to me. And again, I cannot thank We Try Horror enough because he gave me 40 minutes of voice lines for this story. Because Will really kind of carries the dialogue in this entire story.
If the corporal approved, you ready? D approved it.
This is the first time I've seen someone make a video live. Cooley, this is the first time I've seen your name. What is up? Where have you been? And Will walked up to me.
You ready?
I've never seen your name in a comment before. How long have you been following the channel, my friend? Then Will walked up to me.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go, I said. I notified control, then Will and I walked outside. What time you got? Will pulled out. Walked outside. What time you got? Will pulled out his phone. I looked at him with wide eyes. We weren't allowed to have our personal cell phones with us while on duty. Yep, I remember
D approved it.
I remember working at my jail, and we technically weren't allowed to have our phones on duty either. There were some times, I remember sometimes I'd have my phone out. I would have my phone out, just texting somebody or something, and then you'd have inmates come back and they'd let me know if it's buffering, by the way, guys. I just saw the buffering thing on mine, and I might have to just switch to the hotspot, and that fixes it. Just let me know. I'll switch it over. I remember working at the jail that I worked at, and I'd have my phone out, so I'm just texting someone, and inmates would always come around and be like, hey, man, come on, man, you gonna show me some titties on that phone? Come on, man, I ain't seen titties in 2 years. Come on, man, they got me jerking off to the Sears magazine over here. Sorry to get a little graphic. Yeah, that's how the inmates were. It was some funny times. I'm like, dang, man, you have not seen titties in 2 years. That is rough. I found you from the vampire delivery driver. But I think some stories before that. Cool. Love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and turn my hotspot on. I guarantee you right now my upload speed is probably like 5 Mbps right now or something. Looks like my internet's somewhat caught back up though. Let's see. Oh, and my wife sent me a video. I wonder what this is a video of. Is it our baby girl? Let's see.
Proved it.
That's while on duty.
De-approved it.
I wouldn't snitch on Will for something so minor compared to what we were dealing with outside. You know I wouldn't say anything. Now I can't slip you shit for it. I don't know. Okay, that makes sense. It's just kind of a weird way to talk, I guess. What's the internet speed at? It's okay, it's picking up a little bit. Wow, 20 download and 9 upload. This internet's such fucking dog shit. Oh my gosh. I'm about to go buy Starlink at like the max price and write it off as a business expense. You know I wouldn't say it's so minor compared to what we were dealing with outside. You know I wouldn't say anything. Now I can't slip you shit for it. "36 years ago, she spent 22 years in jail." Whoa, yikes. That is, man. You know, people talk about jail and stuff, and I mean, even just being in jail, I mean, for like 2 years is like an eternity. I mean, I cannot imagine
I got
2
2250.
years of
Does
my
your
life being taken away like that. I can't slip you shit for it. Because I think about how long I've been with my wife, and we've been together for 6 years now. And there are people who have been in jail for that long, and I'm like, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. Flip you shit for it,
I got 2250.
Will said. I watched as he turned the stopwatch feature on.
Does your watch have a stopwatch?
Here, once like I was messaging Yanks, he sent me some voice lines for another story. Feature on.
Does your watch have a stopwatch?
Yeah, I got 2250 as well. I turned on my stopwatch. You ready? And you know, I'm not gonna lie. A couple times I gave in
Ready as I'll ever be.
to the inmates. There were some cool inmates in there, and I was like, you know what? He's a cool guy. I'll show him a little something on the phone real quick. I know he's been in here for a while. El DeGusto, good to see you. You haven't missed much. I mean, I've really only recorded I recorded like 10 minutes while, y'all were gone, and then we listened to it, and then I've only recorded like 3 more minutes. So really, only like 15 minutes have been missed, which is all you really missed if you were here. You were here last time, but all you missed was let's see. They went out. They found a marker on parole or on walk, and Corporal D was like, "What did you find out there?" It really wasn't much. Have you listened to Grim Reader before? I know the name. I think I've been to the channel. I don't know if I've really listened. Honestly, guys, I don't really listen to a lot anymore. All I listen to are Dark Somnium. I just started listening to We Try Horror. But that's really about it. I listen to that. It's hard to listen to Mr. Creepypasta and Crease McPasta after the controversies that they went through that basically nobody even remembers. That I'm not going to get into because I don't want to start anything, but they're not good people. You can look that up on your own. Just YouTube it. But women's prisons are hell. They are rough. And the women, I'm not going to lie, the women. All right, so we had a women's section and a men's section. the men were pretty chill when women came in. They give you some flirty stuff like, "Hey, what up, bitch?" You know, they give you some of that, like, "Oh yeah, girl." You know, you'll get some of that when the woman works in the men's section. But when I would work in the women's section, it was disgusting. I mean, I thought, you know, you think men are pigs, the women are nasty. I mean, you would walk by, and they would be like pushing their breasts up against the windows, like bare breasts, trying to get you to look. They'd pull their pants over and like bend over and like call your name and get your attention. And they were just so gross. Like the way they kept their cells was disgusting. The men were like surprisingly super clean.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Got anything that you hate reading in stories? I hate rule stories.
As I'll ever
That's
be.
about it.
As I'll ever be.
Good Irish lad. Okay, so I haven't listened to him then. Getting his channel off the ground paid off. He got demonetized briefly during the YouTube. I mean, hopefully, we don't know if that's even over. There are still guys on the demonetization list that have like 800,000 subs. Dr. Plague is also an experienced corrections officer. Really? Didn't know that. I don't listen to him, but I know of
Ready as
Dr.
I'll ever
Plague.
be.
He does not look like a CEO kind of guy. That's fun. Well, neither do I should say. I checked the battery of the flashlight. All right, battery says it's got about 3.5 hours. Will nodded and we started walking. As we rounded the first corner, Will stopped. You know, I should have had my face in a video a long time ago.
Hey, shine that light over here.
So that way there wasn't like any anticipation or build up to it. I'll show my face on here pretty soon before you know it. Honestly, I might even, if I just get I have no aversion to it. Like, I mean, I don't like being on camera, but I'll probably get a face cam here at some point, just because that's another line of defense to help you from getting demonetized. And maybe I'll do them like, maybe the live streams will be like face cam live readings or something like that. I don't know.
Hey, shine that light over here.
He was pointing to the right at the tree line. I did, but didn't see anything. What's up?
Thought I heard something. Maybe I...
Yeah, that would be a really cool concept,
I
Jarhead.
heard something.
A half-true story. Well, I hope you're not dying, my friend. I remember reading and listening to Dr. Plague stories before he decided to start narrating. Yeah, explains why his most popular series was about a prison and its mysterious warden. Makes sense.
I heard something. Maybe I'm just paranoid.
Maybe. Keep it up and I'll have to throw you in with the rest of the crazies. I gave him a nudge on his shoulder. Let's keep going.
Ha ha ha. Very funny, Jay.
All right, I'm going to focus. Like I love talking, but we're getting kind of slow. We've been doing this for like a while now, and I've only done like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna focus the next like 15, 20 minutes hard on just
Ha ha ha.
on just
Very
reading.
funny, Jay.
So I might miss
Just
some comments.
keep an ear out.
We walked for another 20 feet before I saw something lying on the road up ahead. What is that? Once we got within 10 feet of it, we both froze. I'll miss some regular chats.
No. There's no way.
A super chat will definitely pop up, and I'll stop for that. But I'm going to try to just focus on the story for a little bit.
There's no way. Ryan!
I grabbed Will by the back of his vest when I saw he was beginning to run towards the figure laying in the road. Will, stop! We don't know if it's actually him.
Fuck! What the fuck?
We don't know if it's actually him.
Fuck!
Will was... we don't know if it's actually him.
Fuck!
Will screamed. He was breathing heavily, and I could see he was tearing up. Just then, the figure started to move. Oh, Keeper, what's up, man? I was hoping you would pop in. I saw your message. I just haven't got back to it yet. I have not read the story yet. It'll probably be a little bit before I do because I got so much on my plate right now. You can go ahead and send me those lines that you want to read. I'm more than happy to have you collaborate on the story. Send me your voice lines, and I will get back to you when I read the story. I honestly don't know when it'll be. Maybe I get to it in the next few days. Maybe it takes me like 2 or 3 weeks. I will read the story eventually, and I'll keep you updated and let you know. But I just have no idea where it falls in the schedule of things right now. But thank you for sending it over. Then the figure started to move.
What the fuck, man?
We began to inch closer, and I could see the figure better. There was no mistaking the... We began to inch closer, and I could see the figure better. There was no mistaking the uniform hanging off the sunken frame of the body lying there. "Call it in," I said. Will reached for his radio, but as he was putting it to his face, the figure spoke. "Help me, please." As the last word left his mouth, I heard Will drop his radio. "Will." When it reached its arm up... Okay. "Will." When it reached its arm up in a plea, I saw the nameplate on the torn-up vest it wore. It read, Ryan P. There was no mistaking it now. This was Ryan. "Fucking how?" I whispered. Will picked up his radio and called it in. We both ran towards Ryan. He was in bad shape. His hair was long and had chunks missing. His face was swollen. He had deep cuts that were infected and oozed a viscous white and green liquid all over his cheeks. Though his face was swollen, his eyes were sunken in. He was missing teeth, and what teeth he did have were black and jagged. He looked extremely malnourished. The skin on his arms was sunken in, revealing more bone than muscle. If it wasn't for the jumpsuit he wore, his pants would be falling off. I've seen pictures of him from before he went missing. The Ryan that Will knew was well built. He had neatly cut hair, he styled a high and tight haircut, and was clean-shaven. The figure in front of Will and I was not the Ryan everyone knew. It was interesting. Jordan Group mentioned him doing stories almost every day was one of the YouTube red flags. Punish him. Honestly, I don't know if he has inside info. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think putting daily stories flagged his channel at all. But, I mean, he just got hit like every one of us did. That's all. There's nothing to it. There's no special thing. It's the fact that we all use Midjourney thumbnails and the fact that we usually have a static image that goes across the back screen. Or an image that doesn't change much. So I don't think daily uploads really had an effect. Of Will and I was not the Ryan everyone knew. Corporal D arrived a couple minutes later, and upon seeing Ryan's condition, promptly vomited into a bush. I was not expecting Corporal D to vomit.
Holy shit, is that? Holy shit, is that?
Will cut him off. You know, something weird has been happening too. Like my view count.
It's fucking Ryan!
Has
Get a fucking
gone
medic now!
way down over the past month or two. I don't know what it is. Who knows? You know, YouTube's just fickle like that sometimes. But the view count has gone way down, and my click-through rate has gone way down, and my content hasn't changed. I don't get it.
Fucking Ryan! Get a fucking medic now!
Corporal D hurriedly pulled out his phone, almost dropping it, and made a call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, partly because I was paying more attention to Will and Ryan, but it didn't sound like he was on the phone with 911. Will, what's going on? I don't think D is getting EMS. Sounds like he's talking to someone about Ryan. This seemed to draw Will. All right, I'm on the hotspot now. Honestly, the connection should be good for the rest of the stream. Yeah, I'm about to get Starlink. It's like $135 a month though. But it's way better than this
You
shit.
see that?
Will's attention away from Ryan.
I don't know.
He was looking at Corporal D, and knowing Will was studying his body language.
You see that?
Excuse me. Body language.
You see that, right?
I looked up at Corporal D and watched him for a minute. Well, the Starlink has like multiple tiers. There's like 3 tiers, and if I did get it, I would get the max one, which is like 135 or some shit. Yeah, Keeper, I don't have a lot of faith it'll last very long, to be honest, but we'll see. For a minute. What is with all that interference in my waveform? What the hell? One sec. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the fuck? Let me open up in a different... What is that shit? Sorry, I'm being quiet right now. I'm trying to figure out where all this background noise is coming from. Was it here at the start? I looked at Val, and she looked like she was going to faint.
245.
All right, what if I cover this up? I mean, I don't think it's the noise from this, but... Now let's see. Nope, it's not that. I don't know. Sometimes this... I don't know. I think it might be the interface I have. It's pretty old. My interface is like... My interface is at least 10 years old. I don't even know what it is. It's a Yamaha thing my cousin gave me. I looked up at Corporal D and watched him for a minute. He was pacing back and forth with his phone held up to his ear. Seems normal to me, I said. Then I saw what Will was talking about. Every few steps he would peer over at us, but rather than showing concern, it looked more like he was suspiciously monitoring us. What the fuck is he do? Oh, I hit the mic. It looked more like he was suspiciously monitoring us. What the fuck is he doing? Yeah, Keeper, I don't know. It still is not safe at all. I mean, I think the people that got remonetized, I hope they stay remonetized, but we just have no idea.
Not sure, but something isn't sitting right.
Creepy Ghost Stories did a really good job, though, putting together that Twitter train. But there's still a lot of channels and big channels who still haven't been remonetized yet, so I don't know.
Not sure, but something isn't sitting right.
Will said before turning his attention back towards Ryan. After about 10 minutes, an ambulance and a fire engine arrived and rushed Ryan onto a gurney. They hooked him up to an EKG machine as well as an oxygen mask. I was standing with Will next to the gurney when we heard Ryan speak. I'll be okay, he said through labored breaths. Come see me in the hospital. Corporal D handed his phone to the paramedic on the other side of the gurney from us. He put it to his ear, and after a moment, I saw his eyes widen before looking at Corporal D. "Bring him to," Ryan said, shakily lifting his hand to point at me. Just then, the paramedics pushed Will and I thought that said rushed. So then I kind of paused a little bit, and I was like, oh shit, it says pushed. Shakily lifting his hand to point at me. Just then, the paramedics pushed Will and I back before they strapped Ryan down to the gurney with soft restraints, the ones that attached to the rails. Ryan looked at us. I could see the surprise and fear in his eyes.
What are you doing?
All right, I am, even though you can't hear it, I'm getting super annoyed at what this waveform pattern is. The surprise and fear in his eyes. Excuse me, he's got a little bit of a growl going on there. The surprise and fear in his eyes.
What are you doing?
Will asked in surprise. Corporal D looked at me, and I could see the worried look on his face. Who was that on the phone? He walked up to me and said,
Jay, not now.
to me and said,
Jay, not now.
As Ryan was loaded into the ambulance, Will tried to get in, but Corporal D wouldn't let him. After the doors closed, I could see one of the paramedics loading up a syringe. The lights and sirens kicked on and the ambulance left. A couple of the firefighters were picking up some equipment off the ground while they were getting back into the engine. I haven't seen them use a sedative like that for a while. I heard one say, I need to probably use a different voice. Off the ground while they were getting back into the engine. I haven't seen them use a sedative like that for a while, I heard one of them say to the other as they walked back to the rig. The three of us watched as the fire engine drove off. After the lights disappeared in the distance, I heard footsteps coming from the forest behind us. You hear that? I asked. We all turned around and I shined the flashlight towards the trees.
I didn't. What did you hear? I didn't. What did you hear?
Footsteps. Footsteps. Will growled. Will and I looked at each other. The outer fence? I asked. I asked. Man, so many back and forth through different windows. All right.
Outer fence.
Let's go.
We started walking, and immediately after stepping off of the perimeter road and onto the grass, silent. I love this writer, but some of the sentences are just phrased very weirdly.
Outer fence.
Let's go.
We started walking, and immediately after stepping off of the perimeter road and onto the grass, silence. I could see Will's mouth moving, but I couldn't hear anything. I motioned to my ear and shook my head to signal to them that I couldn't hear anything. Corporal D motioned to us to keep moving. As we walked closer to the trailhead, I could see the reflection of the fence about 20 feet in front of us. After about 30 seconds, reflection of the fence about 20 feet in front of us. After about 30 seconds of walking, I noticed the reflection never got any closer. Then my ears popped. Ugh, that fucking hurt. I stopped walking. Will stopped shortly after.
Fuck, that stings.
Stopped shortly after.
Fuck, that stings.
Almost immediately after, not shortly after,
Fuck, that stings.
almost immediately after Will, Corporal D stopped. Will, Corporal D stopped.
Shit!
We all looked at each other. We all looked at each other.
Where's the fence?
I turned the flashlight back to where we were walking to. I swear the reflection from the fence was just there. Even with the flashlight, I couldn't see more than a few feet in front of me. More than a few feet in front of me.
That's new.
After painting the flashlight around, I saw a glint up ahead. There it is. Let's go. We started walking again. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Will turn around. Gosh, I'm not going to lie. Like, I love the stories with a lot of dialogue and a lot of characters, but fuck. It is so Will annoying turn around, switching back and forth and going,
You hear
get in
that?
this line, get in that line, get in this line, get in that line. Will turn around.
You hear that?
I handed the flashlight to Corporal D and turned around, walking back. Will turn around.
You hear that?
I handed the flashlight to Corporal D and turned around, walking backwards with Will. He had already pulled his flashlight and pointed the light straight ahead.
Sounded like ceremonial drumming.
I don't hear anything. I squinted my eyes to try and see where Will was looking, but his light barely pierced through the void-like darkness in front of us, enough to see maybe 10 feet? You okay, Will?
Yeah, I'm fine. So, you gonna tell us what the phone call was about?
Corporal D dropped his head.
I can't.
But I gotta say, it's super fucking annoying editing. But when you have the story come out, it's so nice. Like, you know, I did basically every voice on the channel for like 5 years, and now I'm doing collabs, which I love. I love having people on the channel. It's so much fun. Getting other voices in here. I love being on other people's channels too. I love when someone asks me for voice lines. It's so much fun. Let's see. Corporal
Can't.
I can't. Corporal D dropped his head.
I can't.
Will stepped in front of Corporal D and stopped. His face was getting red. I just wish I had the screen to where y'all could see my whole workflow, the whole workstation with
Secrecy D.
how much stuff is actually going on.
Shit. What's with all the fucking secrecy, D?
I'm already in deep shit for letting the EMS show up first. You told them about... Already in deep shit for letting the EMS show up first.
Corporal D cut himself short. His eyes widened and his face showed that he let something slip. "What the fuck do you mean first?" I yelled. Corporal D turned towards me. "Ever since I started, it feels like I need a top secret security clearance to know anything. Hell, I know even Will is keeping shit from me. I didn't even know about Ryan until today." Corporal D shot Will a surprised look.
You told them about Ryan.
Surprised look.
You told them about Ryan.
Will looked like he was filled with boiling rage. Through clenched teeth, he growled.
With this perimeter check-in bullshit tonight, he deserved to know.
Thank you, Allie. I try. I mean, I've seen y'all in the comments, a lot of y'all in the comments for so long at this point that I feel I really do, not even to be like parasocial, I feel like I know a lot of y'all. especially Mandizzle. I mean, I remember Mandizzle commenting on like one of my first like 10 videos or something like that. Thank you, Mandizzle. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I appreciate it. I need my Nightmares Nightly fix, you know. Yeah, Mandizzle, guys, y'all don't know, she is a straight OG. Mandizzle, you might have been subscribed since like when I was at a couple thousand, maybe. Maybe even before that, to be honest. I guarantee y'all I could look up like a video of mine from like 5 years ago and just pick a random one, and there's a Mandizzle comment on it somewhere. You know, speaking about the oh man, the CO stuff. There was this one chick that used to comment on my videos all the time. And you know, as a narrator, you know, you get some people that just love the voice. Some people hate my voice, some people love it, some people are addicted to it, some people can't stand it. There was this one chick that was super obsessed, and she would leave the craziest comments. And then she told me that one day, this is like maybe 2 years ago now, so she'll be out soon. But one day she told me, she's like, "It's gonna be a while until you hear another comment from me. I'm going to jail for the next 3 years." And then I was like, "Why?" And I think it was something to do with her boyfriend, but she should be out soon. I wonder if she is out, and I wonder if she's just forgotten about me, or if she'll just comment randomly one day. Her name's Brenda. Brenda something, I think.
Fucking bullshit.
Do you remember that? No way, man, Dizzle. No way. Seriously? Do you know who I'm talking about? Like, she would leave the wildest. And then, you know, sometimes I ban people, but sometimes I keep them on there just because those would just make me giggle because they were funny. And then I was like, man, I wonder if she gets her hands on an iPad in prison one day, because they hand those out a lot now. And I'm still waiting for one of these days for her to comment on the video again. Yeah, man, that chick was funny, man, Dizzle. Oh man,
Tonight, he deserved to know.
I don't know, when you got a nice bassy baritone voice like this, it's hard to fend the chicks off. I'm playing. Ref I am, thank you for the 5. Please tell me if I'm saying your name right. If it's Ref I am, or if it's Refaim or Refaim. Volkahar. Thank you.
After checking bullshit tonight, he deserved to know.
Corporal D side.
Last time I checked, that's not your job to decide.
Thank you. You know, it means a lot when I get comments. You know, on my phone, just Ref is fine. That's good to know. Thank you. What is it? But like on my phone, I get I'll get notifications. It doesn't buzz, but it pops up on my notifications. Like y'all, if y'all comment, y'all know I respond almost immediately. If I'm not sleeping, I respond to comments like right away. You get a heart right away because it means a lot. I've been doing this for a long time. And seeing any comment is super cool. It's one of the first things I do when I start my day, because I might have like 5 or 20, maybe 5 or 15 comments that get commented during the night, especially if a video came out that night. And I'll go through and I'll respond to, I'll heart every single one, or at least respond. And it means a lot, because I do see people that have been here since I was getting like, 30 views a video, which is super cool to see those people stick around for
Last time
that
I
long.
checked, that's not your job to decide.
So you were just gonna send him on a suicide mission? D.
Oh, is your name Amanda Mandizzle? I know, Allie. I really wish that author wrote more, because he does the perfect job of putting these the comedy in there.
So you were just gonna send him on a suicide mission?
I could see. Oh shit.
So you were just gonna send him on a suicide mission?
I could see Will balling his hands into fists. The look in his eyes showed he was ready for a fight. When I looked back at Corporal D, he looked dejected. Corporal, what the fuck are you hiding from us? From me? Why am I not allowed to know anything about what's been happening here? Corporal D broke. Tears flooded his eyes and he dropped to his knees. He set the flashlight on the ground and rubbed his eyes. Let's see, where is Corporal D's lines? I'm not expecting Vidith to cry.
I can't take this shit anymore. Jay, it's not what I wanted to do. I knew what Will was going to tell you the second I saw him pull you to the side.
Let's see. Do.
I can't take this shit anymore. Jay, it's not what I wanted to do. I knew what Will was going to tell you the second I saw him pull you to the side.
Will unclenched his fists and rubbed the bridge of his nose.
D, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, my when I was going through field training for the police, my first field training officer, he would rag on me for my voice all the time. Like when I introduced myself to him, it was we were all meeting our field training officers, and you get 3 because you spend a month on each shift. So it's a month on days, a month on mornings, a month on afternoons, and a month on evenings. So I'm meeting all 3 of my FTO. We're all in the classroom, all like 15 of us for graduation, and then we're meeting our FTOs, and we meet them all at the same time in the same room. And then I walk up there, and I was like, what did I say? I was like, good morning, gentlemen. I'm Deputy blah blah blah. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. I can't wait to get to work. And then he goes, then the guy starts talking, one of my FTOs. And he's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then I respond again. And he goes, wait, is that your real voice? And I was like, yeah, that's my real voice. I mean, it's not that deep. And he goes, let me reintroduce myself. Hello, I'm Deputy blah, 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 blah. And he was ragging on me from day one. And then anytime I got on the radio, he'd be like, hey, so call this in. And I'm like, okay. And he'd be like, but do it in your voice. And I'm like, we get a 1038 on a 1016 over. And then he loved it. He was always getting me to do some crazy shit. Whenever we went to like Chick-fil-A or something, he would get me to like just say like random catchphrases to the employees. And I'd just be up in there and he'd be like, say Chick-fil-A, have it your way. And then I just had to say it random shit. And then the guy would have like the most random look on his face. Like, what the hell is going on? Let's see. Let me get a sip of drink real quick, guys. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud. I didn't feel like muting the microphone. I am Franken Teddy. I loved doing Franken Teddy's voice. There was a time when I couldn't fall into this voice like whenever I wanted to. I see the damn buffering going on again. You gotta be kidding me. Jeez. Do I need to lower the bit rate even more? That's crazy. I mean, we streamed last time and the connection was shitty, but it worked the whole way through. I raised 10 kids. Did you have 10 kids, Manic? Or Did you have like a ton of siblings? That's awesome. I want like 6 kids, but after having my first daughter a month ago, boy oh boy, does not getting sleep suck. I'm taking a little break here, just hoping that the internet kind of comes back. So I'll just chill in the comments. Fuck, I just see buffer. Let me close out like I don't want to close out all my frames, but let me just close like everything out. All right. I don't know if I just ended a live stream or if I started it back up again. Let's just see what's going on here. I don't know if I just ended a live stream or if I started it back up again. Oh, hey, I hear myself. There we go. What's going on here? All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thank y'all. I know we lost like 15 of y'all, but thank you for bearing with me. I don't know, the home Wi-Fi like completely cut out because it's garbage. And then I went to then the hotspot wouldn't fucking work. And I don't know what that was about. Then I went ahead and I lowered the bit rate from 3,000 down to 2,000. So I lowered that even more. Thank y'all for the super chats. I saw y'all, Ref, Ali, and Mendizzle. Thank you so much. Now I know it's Amanda. Thank you so much. All right, so I was like, man, I really don't want to stop this. I don't want to. I mean, we only got like 20 minutes done. Oh, shit, we only got 15 minutes done. But now we're back. Let me give me like 2 minutes real quick. I was texting my wife in the middle of all that. Let's see. Okay. All right, yeah. Now, send my wife a quick message. Now I'm back. All right, let's dive back into the story. If it does start buffering again, I don't know. I'm also going to. Well, see, the problem is that the internet's slow, but usually that can be combated with Usually I can combat that with just lowering the bit rate and lowering the resolution during the live stream. And even if the internet's slow, it's fine. The big problem is that sometimes the internet just completely fucking turns off. And it will do it for like 2 minutes or 2 hours. And I'm like, I don't know how you can pay $55 fucking a month for something and then it just doesn't work half the time. And 55 is not a lot. I'm like, but you know, they're the only provider here where I live.
What the fuck is going on?
All right, so that's where we are.
D, what the fuck is going on?
I knelt down and picked up the flashlight. I know, and then I was like, fuck, I don't want to stop the stream. 1, because we didn't really do much. And then 2, I was like, shit, I take off work for this, so I gotta keep the stream going to some degree. And then y'all came in clutch with the super chats, which was nice.
We received a message last night.
There we go. We received a message last night. Boop, boop, boom. Flashlight.
We received a message last night.
Corporal D said, pulling his phone from the pocket. not the pocket, his pocket.
We received a message last night.
Corporal D said, pulling his phone from his pocket. He opened up the media player and pressed play. When the recording started, a female voice could be heard whispering, "It will return." It was clear, by the cadence the voice spoke with, the voice was saying each word separately and not as one sentence. The voice grew louder. "It will return." A male voice could be heard joining the other one. They spoke louder. "It will return. It will return." It kept repeating the same thing as the female voice. "Jay will die." Both voices grew louder. "Jay will die." The male voice started chanting, "It will return." As the two voices chanted their respective phrases, a familiar, what the hell is that? The male voice started chanting, "It will return." I fucked it up again. The male voice started chanting, "It will return." As the two voices chanted their respective phrases, a familiar voice spoke. "Rule number 5, Will. I'm not taking you down with me." All three voices stopped. There was silence for a minute. Will and I looked at Corporal D, who held up a finger, signaling, "Hold on, there's more." Then a distorted voice in the recording broke the silence. "Rule number 5. The same voice came through again, this time more distorted than the last. "Rule number 5. Again it repeated, but this time the voice was so distorted that all we heard was 5. The voice had lost all familiarity by this point and sounded demonic. After another long pause, a chorus of voices came through, and too many to attempt to count. "It will return." Just like with the first voice, each word was emphasized as being on its own, not a part of a sentence. Immediately after, they repeated, "It will return," and this time it sounded like the words were being screamed. The chanting continued again, but again the voices grew more distorted. All right, I feel like we're kind of just repeating ourselves at this point. Let me see if I can skip any of this. Again, the voices grew more distorted. The voices continued to scream, "Will return." This time it was clear. They were telling Will to return. The screaming coming from Corporal D's phone abruptly stopped. The familiar voice spoke again. "Jay will die." It sounded like they were crying. It was cut off and replaced by the sounds of someone taking a beating. We listened in silence to the sounds of someone getting the shit beat out of them. The recording ended with the sound of ceremonial drumming. I could barely make out the sounds of chanting over the drumming, but could not understand what they said. Corporal D put his phone back into his pocket. "How did you get that?" Corporal D looked up at me and said, "All right, I'm going to try. I know I said this earlier. I'm going to try for the next 20 minutes or so."
No clue. First saw the title. Ryan.
For the next 20 or 30 minutes to kind of just read. So I won't see any chats that pop up unless they pop up as a super chat, because I'm going to keep my eyes on the screen for the most part and keep my eyes on the text. Because I want to get more of this story done, because
Warning for what?
We haven't done much, but it takes a long time. If I was recording just a regular story that didn't have the dialogue, then we would be way further into this. But it's you got to start, stop, go to this screen, go to that screen, go to this screen, listen to it again, listen to it a third time, make sure there's no mistakes. All right, that's just how it goes when there's a bunch of characters in there. But I love all the characters.
Warning for what?
No clue.
I knew there were no follow-up questions either of us wanted to ask, not right then at least.
Who was on the phone, D? That was... Who was on the phone?
Not right then.
I played the recording for the admins this morning. They told me to call them if anything happened tonight. I was ordered specifically to not call for EMS if anyone got hurt outside. fucking happen. They fucking knew we'd find Ryan. They fucking knew we'd find Ryan.
It's like, okay, now I listen to that. I listened to that all in the other screen. Now I have to paste it into here and then listen to the same
It's on the
exact
phone,
thing again
D.
to make sure there's no
I
mistakes.
played the recording for the admins this morning. They told me to call them if anything happened tonight. I was ordered specifically to not call for EMS if anyone got hurt outside. Or if anyone was found alive. Those motherfuckers knew what was going to fucking happen. They fucking knew what was fucking happen.
Yeah, it's
They
Audacity.
fucking knew we'd find Ryan.
Fucking hell, I sighed. I looked over at Will, the rage filling his face again. I expected him to yell, but he didn't say anything. After a brief silence, Will finally spoke.
That was Ryan's voice.
They spoke.
That was Ryan's voice.
We all looked at each other, then at the ground. We stood there in silence for what seemed like an eternity, digesting what we had just heard. I broke the silence. How long does it feel like it's been since we started the check? I'm meaning before we found Ryan, too.
Don't know. Maybe 45 minutes?
Too.
Don't know. Maybe 45 minutes? Feels like we've walked at least a mile, too.
My guess would be maybe 2 miles minimum. Maybe 2 miles minimum.
I looked down at my watch. According to my stopwatch, it's been Jay will die. Fuck. He will die. It echoed from all around us. It was the same voices from the recording. I could hear the sounds of footsteps in every direction. I panned the flashlight in a circle. What the fuck? From what I could see, we were in a clearing. Tall pine and Douglas fir trees formed what looked like the start of a ring around the grass. Off to the left, formed what looked like the start of a ring around the grass. Off to the left of us, I saw something coming out of the ground. What's that? We walked over to what was clearly a sapling.
Looks like a yew sapling.
A sapling.
Looks like a yew sapling.
The footsteps grew louder around us. The voices returned. Jay will die. The sound was deafening. I could feel the ground shake as the drumming started. A female voice whispered, "It has returned." This time I didn't hear the voice. The voice was in my head. He returned. The message was in his blood. Then there was silence again. No footsteps or chanting or drumming. What does she mean?
You heard it too, huh?
Gotta get that deep, low throat growl every now and
Same
then.
here. I'm not supposed to tell you.
Heard it too, huh?
Same here. There's something else I'm not supposed to tell you.
More secrets?
Shocker. What is it this time?
Good luck, Cisco. I turned 32 about 5 months ago. Thought I was 31. Then I found out I was 32. I was like, what the fuck?
What is it this time?
You remember that sample I took of the writing on the window? It came back positive for blood. Well, the DNA... window. It came back positive for blood.
I kind of figured that one.
Well, the DNA test came back too. It was Ryan's blood.
We all looked at the tree in front of us.
What kind of sick fucking game is this? Who pissed off the land spirits? Game is this?
Till sunrise, Jay. I have
Pissed off the land spirits.
no clue.
What are land spirits? I asked.
In old native folklore, they're child-sized creatures that look like humans. Only difference being, if you're unlucky enough to see one, the longer you look at them, they start to not look human. Luckily, the trees don't block the moonlight. They start to not look human. They start to not look human.
Just as Will finished talking, the flashlight died. I lost my eyes there for a second, and then I was like, where the fuck was I? And then it took too long.
They start to not
Retake.
look human.
Just as Will finished talking, the flashlight died. Fuck, I said. I tried to turn it back on, but it was no use. Flashlight is dead.
How long till sunrise, Jay?
Just as Will finished talking, the flashlight died. Fuck, I said. I tried to turn it back on, but it was no use. Flashlight is dead.
In old native folklore, they're child-sized.
Oh, I fucked. Oh, good thing I double-checked that. Good thing I double-checked that. I pasted something in the wrong spot. Now I gotta... Wait, where did I fuck that up? Tried to turn it back on, but it was no use.
They start to not look human.
Oh, I just double-pasted the same thing. Oh, I thought I copied Vidith, but I didn't copy it correctly. Flashlight is dead.
How long?
There we go.
How long till sunrise, Jay?
I looked at my watch and saw it was 2 in the morning. 7 hours, I think? It's 2 right now. Oh, see, if that made the final cut...
Luckily,
I'd
the
been
trees
so
don't block
pissed
the
if I
moonlight in
re-listened
this
to it
clearing.
during the upload.
Maybe we should start to head back.
Then I'd be like,
not much
no,
light,
that's
but
so
it's better than
embarrassing.
But it's better than nothing.
I'd be like, I left a mistake in. No, I'm not perfect.
There's not much light, but it's better than nothing.
The footsteps started again. This time they sounded like they were right on top of us. I felt a sharp pain in my head before everything went black. When I woke up, I was lying next to Will and the sun was up. I sat up to see blood covering us both. What the fuck? Will sat up and looked around.
Where's Dee?
Katie! What's up, Katie? Will sat up and looked around. Sharp pain in my head before everything went black. When I woke up, I was lying next to Will and the sun was up. I sat up to see blood covering us both. What? Glad you broke away, man, Dizzle. I know that is extremely tough. I dealt with it a lot in the academy and in during some training, learning what women put up with before they finally leave, and a lot never do. Will sat up and looked around.
Where's Dee?
I stood up and rubbed my eyes. All I could see was Will, the sapling, and blood everywhere. Corporal D! I yelled. Spoiler alert! Corporal D is dead. Sorry.
Jay. Where's D? It's gone.
Man, when I read this, I was like, well, I haven't even read the whole thing, but when I was highlighting lines, I was like, what the fuck? Corporal D just died out of nowhere like that? It's weird. Yelled.
Jay, he's gone.
With the sun out, I could see the entirety of the clearing. It was a perfect circle. The tall pine and Douglas fir trees I saw at night lined the grass, creating a perimeter. Whoa. Will and I turned and looked at the sapling. J. Will was carved into the trunk. It's missing a word. Will looked at me. Die. Will looked back at the tree and studied it. After a couple seconds, he turned around and looked at the blood in the grass.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
When I turned around to look at what we saw, nope, what he saw.
Holy fuck.
When I turned around to look at what he saw, I felt a shiver run up my spine. The blood next to where we woke up formed the letter D. I looked all around, searching for more letters, but saw none. What does this mean? Will was staring back at the markings on the sapling. Excuse me. Damn, I don't know what that is.
Jay.
Allergies have been killing me the past couple days. It's been, and then we had a crazy fucking storm. Well, let me mute the mic 1 sec. Then we had a crazy storm the other day, and it's like the storm, I don't know what that shit whipped up, but that fucked my nose up. Back at the markings on the sapling.
Jay will die.
I heard him whisper. He mumbled something to himself and then looked at me with horror and excitement filling his eyes.
Jay, I figured it out.
Eyes.
Jay, I figured it out.
Figured what out? Yeah, the humidity has been a total bitch.
Ugh. How the fuck did I not see that sooner? How the fuck did I not see that sooner?
What? Will, what the fuck is it? It's kind of loud. Will, what the fuck is it? No, that's fine. That'll compress.
D.
Will, what the fuck is it?
D.
Okay, I said. Will looked at me frustrated.
Use your fucking head, Jay.
Me frustrated.
Use your fucking head, Jay.
I'm trying here, Will, but I don't see it. But I don't see it.
Die.
Fucking hell, man. That's a little harsh, don't you think? I asked, laughing nervously. I was starting to think Will had finally lost it.
For the love of... Jay, spell die. Exactly.
Really lost it.
For the love of... Jay, spell die. For the love of... Jay, spell die.
D-I-E. I don't get... Then it hit me. Corporal D. When they said Jay will die, they weren't sending me a threat.
Exactly. They were saying D is gonna die. It wasn't a message. It was a list.
Jay will die. Am I stupid? I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Can someone in the comments help me here? I feel like Will now or Jay because I don't know what the fuck Will is talking about. They were saying D is going to die. D-I-E. Jay will die. I don't fucking understand. Am I slow, guys? I have got to check him out. You know what? Let me look at his. Let me look at. I know I've been to Animus's channel before. Yes, Animus. Let me listen to his voice real quick.
I can hear music, but the sound is distorted and painful to listen to. Even the colors I see are dull and muted.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to send Animus a message or something. Let's see.
It was a list. It wasn't a message. It was a list.
That's why it was missing from the tree. You and me are still here. That means Will and I both hung our heads. Will knelt down and picked something up off the ground.
They led us here.
Yes, I have a couple of 02321's stories in the works that I hope to also put out. Let's see. I do plan on doing the mail to cryptids story too. A lot of those I want to do collaborations on. So it's like a collaboration takes a collab can take 5 days to like a month, depending on how many there are, how many people are in it, how long some of the lines are. Some people get you lines quick. Some people take forever to get you lines. No offense, but some people take forever. Some people are fast. I'm one of the fast people because I love to be in collabs. If someone asks me to collab, I usually get them lines.
They led us here.
Something up off the ground.
They led us here.
He said before handing me a piece of metal. And I will collab with anybody. If you have I don't care if you have 4 subscribers or 400,000. All I require to do a collab with you is have a decent microphone. That's really it. And you got to have a somewhat decent voice, to at least, I'll be on anyone's channel, but to be on mine, you got to have a decent microphone and just have a somewhat all right voice, or at least a good conversational voice. You don't even have to have a pleasing voice. Just, are you good at reading kind of thing. He said before handing me a piece of metal. It was a fence pole cap with a strip of reflective tape on the top of it. This must be the glint I saw last night.
I'm sorry, Dee. I hope it was painless.
Yeah, let me see. Am I in any discords with Animus? I don't know. I'd have to check, but I can definitely send Animus an email. Let me see. How long? Let's see. I'm just checking something real quick. Looks like Animus has been around for a little bit, too. Yeah, 3 years. Okay, yeah, nice. Absolutely, man, Dizzle, for sure. Please.
I'm sorry, Dee. I'm sorry, Dee. I hope it was painless.
I thought back to last night, right before everything went black. I felt the back and sides of my head. That's strange. Will, check your head. Will felt his head.
Huh.
You know, Ref, you really don't even need like a pleasing or a good voice. You just have to have a voice that you just have to have the ability to tell a good story. I mean, unless you have a voice that sounds like kind of like this, you know, that's kind of hard to listen to, you know. But unless your voice doesn't sound like that, you know, you should be all right. Will felt his head.
Huh.
Will felt his head.
Huh.
For someone, something. Oh, fuck that up. Will felt his head.
Huh.
For something or someone to have knocked us out, wouldn't there be a lump or at least a painful spot?
Yeah. I feel nothing. Same
Does
here.
it really, man?
Let's
Dizzle?
Feel nothing.
I don't actually listen to. Oh, you know what? I did listen to Campfire. I don't listen to him. I didn't know who he was until I saw the Greenless podcast.
Yeah. I feel nothing.
Me either. Looking back, the pain I felt right before going black felt more like a sharp headache. Like a pain in my head instead of on my head. Yeah, no kidding, King Frankie. I went down to the store, and then I found that there was a little girl, and she had black eyes, and she went ahead and cast a spell on me. Yeah, I can't stand that shit. Yeah, I mean, really, what you need to be a narrator is, you know, what I've been saying and what El Guso has been saying. You gotta have a good cadence, and it can be unique. It just has to be good. It has to be listenable too. You have to have. That's my Mr. Creeps impression. You need a good cadence and just the ability to talk. Can you tell a story in a convincing way that sounds realistic or that sounds real? That's really about all you need. Your voice has to be especially grating to not be listenable in my head instead of on my head. Like a pain in my head. All right, same here. Where is he?
Same here. Let's get the fuck out of here before it happens again. Mindset. Let's get the fuck out of here before it happens again.
I looked at my watch. According to the stopwatch, it says we've been gone 12 hours. Will pulled out his phone.
Mine says 4 hours. Jay, what time do you have? Jay, what time do you have?
I looked back down at my watch. Mine says the same. I looked back at Will. How is the sun out then? Sun out then.
My phone says it's 4 in the morning. We need to go. We can talk about it later.
Oh, wait, did I? Fuck, I just skipped something. I looked at my watch. According...
Let's get the fuck out of here before it happens.
Alright, I gotta delete all this. I mean, technically I could just paste something in, but I looked at the chat, and then I went back to the story, and then I picked up in the
Before
wrong
it happens
spot.
again. Before it happens again. Let's get the fuck out of here before it happens again.
I looked at my watch. According to the stopwatch, it says we've been gone 12 hours. Will pulled out his phone.
Mine says 4 hours. Jay, what time do you have?
I looked back down at my watch. Mine says the same. How's the sun out then?
My phone says we need to go. We can talk about it later. We need to go. We can talk about it later.
I saw Will's eyes following something behind me. Yeah, let's go. I didn't care to see what was coming, but we both started... Nah, there's no but in there. Come on. Yeah, let's go. I didn't care to see what was coming. We both started running.
I hope this is the way we came in. No.
Running.
I hope this is the way we came in.
We reached the tree line and had to slow down to avoid tripping on the roots. I could hear a blood-curdling scream coming from the clearing behind me. Neither of us turned around to look. We just kept running. After a few minutes of running, we were out of the forest and back to the perimeter road. That shouldn't have been that quick, I said, while we hunched over trying to catch my breath.
No, it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been.
Have a great week, Alley Oops. It was good to see you in here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope to see you next week.
No, it shouldn't have been.
I put my hands behind my head and looked up at the sky. When I opened my eyes, I expected to see blinding sunlight, but it was dark. Either I'm blind or it's still night. And just to let y'all know too, anytime, if y'all are on other, I know everybody listens to a bunch of people. Feel free to put my name in comments. You know, Nightmares Nightly. I'd love to see you collab with him. Like any channel, as long as they're like an upstanding channel that does things by the book. Feel free to leave comments. Manic, you're out. Oh no, you said bye, Allie. I thought you said bye all. Feel free to leave comments in other people's channels. Be like, hey, Nightmare said he's always down for a collab. So, you know, anytime, you know, I'm free to lend my voice anytime.
You're not blind. You're right back where we found Ryan.
Y'all know a lot more narrators than just one person like me.
Blind. You're right back where we found Ryan.
Guess we picked the right direction, I laughed. I looked towards where the emergency vehicles were parked earlier. Something feels... I gotta redo that. I heard myself barely stutter. Guess we picked the right direction, I laughed. I looked towards where the emergency vehicles were parked earlier. Something feels off.
Yeah, I feel it too. Huh.
Hiccups.
Who are you supposed to...
Off.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Will said. Out of instinct, I radioed to Control that we had completed our check and we were heading back in. Will pulled out his phone to turn it off. Oh, Naomi. Yeah, I know it's a bit late. We're almost 3 hours in, but it's good to see you here. Better late than never. Good to see you. The YouTube notification system is absolute dog shit. It sucks, especially with lives for some reason. It's like really bad with lives. Pulled out his phone to turn it off.
Huh.
Do I even want to know? I looked at Will's control response. Do I even want to know? I looked at Will as what the fuck? Okay, yeah. Do I even want to know? I looked at Will as Control's response came through my radio. Control, copy. Perimeter check. Nah, fuck that up. As Control's response came through my radio. Control, copy. Perimeter... my mouth as Control's response came through my radio. Control, copy. Perimeter check complete. 2320. As we walked back to the office entrance, It's officer. Damn, my eyes are fucking up or something. Perimeter check complete. 2320. As we walked back to the officer entrance, we were stopped by a black SUV. The driver rolled down the driver window. Man, my brain's reversing words right now. The officer entrance, we were stopped by a black SUV. The driver window rolled down, and I could see a man in a suit that looked at me and said, the officer entrance, we were stopped by a black SUV. The driver window rolled down, and I could see a man in a suit look at me and said, "Get in." We heard the click of the doors unlocking.
Who are you supposed Who are you supposed to be?
The man pulled out his wallet and flashed us his ID badge. How do I want to do the voice? DHS Supernatural Investigations. Agent Hill. I don't know, that sounds a little too forced. DHS Supernatural Investigations. Agent Hill. DHS Supernatural Investigations. Agent Hill. Was unlocking. The man pulled out his wallet and flashed us his ID badge. DHS Supernatural Investigations. Agent Hill. Will and I looked at each other.
Let's not keep him waiting. We already have a fuck ton of questions to answer. Don't feel like getting thrown in cuffs while they ask. We've got a long... Answer. Don't feel like getting thrown in cuffs while they ask.
Will opened the door and we got inside. The driver rolled his window back up and locked the doors before driving off. Well, it looks like we both picked the same one, y'all two.
We've got a long
I
drive
remember that
and
one,
you
too.
guys have been through it tonight. Get some sleep.
Ah, man, I highlighted that as Will's lines, but they're actually not. It's fine. Window back up and locked the doors before driving off. We've got a long drive, and you guys have been through it tonight. Get some sleep. I felt like I was having a panic attack. When I looked at Will, he seemed calm. You been through this before?
Once. Get some sleep.
You know, it's so embarrassing when I highlight lines and then I send them to somebody, and then the person who I sent them to is like, yeah, Kevin, I don't think that line actually belongs to my character. And then I go look and I'm like, fuck, you're right. No joke, this story is like 38,000 words or something. It's 94 pages. And this story, it took me 2 hours just to highlight everybody's lines. That's how, like, because you have to speed read the whole thing, figure out who line goes to what, highlight this, highlight that, and it's like, you know, you're copying the same command over and over.
Once.
And then you're like, oh, wait, who's talking in this paragraph? And if there's no, like, Corporal D said or Will said, you got to figure out, like, who's really actually speaking.
Once.
Through this before?
Once.
He said, before settling in and laying his head back on the headrest.
Get some sleep. It'll be okay. Get some sleep. It'll be okay.
I looked out the window and looked at the night sky. After a while, I fell asleep. I still have gaps in my memory from when I fell asleep to when I woke up 2 weeks later. All these years later, and I've tried everything from deep meditation to hypnotherapy. Hell, my wife even got me to see a neurologist that specializes in dementia. I've regained a decent amount, but there are still gaps. I'll do my best to try and recount what happened. Where there's still gaps, I'll do my best to try and fill them in. I asked if Will experienced the same thing. He said he did, but something never sat right with me. Whenever I asked him about what happened after we fell asleep, he always said he didn't remember with the casual look on his face. The first few times I asked, I didn't notice. About 2 years after the incident, what we ended up calling that night, Will and I were in my backyard drinking. About halfway through a bottle of whiskey, I asked him if he remembered anything. Now, it could have been the whiskey that lowered his usually stoic demeanor. Either that or I wasn't as drunk as I thought. You sure you don't remember? You sure you don't remember? Let's see, where's Will's lines? Go back to Will.
Fucking hell. Jay, the only thing I remember is falling asleep in the car and then waking up.
Will said. His face stayed the same. You don't need Will said.
Remember
there.
is falling asleep in the car and then waking up.
His face stayed the same it always did. But when I looked in his eyes, I noticed something I've seen in the eyes of many people before. Hell, even my own, but never him. Will was afraid of something. The look in his eyes kept me up at night for a while. I had only ever seen Will show two emotions on his face: anger and happiness. Even then, these were rare occurrences when they did happen. Will's eyes always reflected how he was feeling. When he was angry, the green color in his eyes darkened. When he was happy, they would be a shade lighter than normal. What kept me up was that when I saw the fear in his eyes, they had these swirls of black, almost like his pupils were bleeding their nothingness into his iris. It was the first time I saw this in his eyes. I only ever saw it again one more time. I woke up in my room 2 weeks after the incident. After explaining everything to my wife, Mary, she didn't believe me. I couldn't blame her. Who disappears for 2 weeks and just shows up saying, "Hey, I saw some really weird, unexplainable shit and was taken away by Homeland Security. But I don't remember anything that happened the last 2 weeks. How you doing?" I sounded like I lost it. She made me go to counseling a few months, and it did help with some things, but I still didn't have any memory of those 2 weeks. She was a lot more distant after I came back, and we went through a rough patch. After some couples counseling, she suggested we try some alternative medicine to get my memory back. Ooh, please tell me Whispering Screams cameo is coming up. Yes, all right, sweet. I cannot get enough of her voice. I love her voice. Medicine to get my memory back. Whispering Scream, you guys, the woman with the English accent, she has been on the channel a bit recently. I asked her a while ago if she's okay, like regularly featuring on the channel, and she said, of course. I got a story by Cold Relics coming out called Orphan Source. It's her, Yanks, and one more character that I need, or one more female character I need. And she's going to have a particularly long, particularly long part in that. Let me see if she sent it to me yet. Oh, that's right. She's at work, so I won't get lines from her for like over another week. But she's going to be sending me a part. I mean, she probably has like 20 to like 25 minutes worth of lines on that, which I'm super stoked about. Medicine to get my memory back. Alternative medicine to get my memory back. There was this feeling inside that remembering was not the solution. When I tried guided meditation, I heard a voice in one of my sessions that caused me to snap out of the meditation when it spoke. Jay will return. It was the same voice from the recording. I told Mary about the voice and where I recognized it from. After that, she filmed the next meditation session. Apparently, I was muttering to myself throughout the session. I heard the voice, and again, nope. Apparently, I was muttering to myself throughout the session. I heard the voice again and again, and I snapped out of the meditation. Mary was frozen. Her face was white and she was crying. What happened? Mary, what's wrong? Just listen. She handed me her phone. I hit play and watched myself sit in this empty room. I was facing away from Mary and there was silence until about 5 minutes into the video. Man dizzle, back to our roots. Until about 5 minutes into the video. Until about 5 minutes into the video. Mary, 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 a female voice spoke. I paused the video and looked back at Mary. Who is that? Did someone walk in? Mary shook her head and pointed to the phone. I looked back down and continued watching. The voice spoke again. Ryan was the message. D was the payment. I felt my blood run cold as I watched me turn around. What? That doesn't make sense. Oh, they're watching a video of him. Message. Okay, that's right. D was the payment. I felt my blood run cold as I watched me turn around. My mouth was open but not moving, like the voice was being projected out of me. Jay will return. The video ended. What the fuck is happening, Jay? Mary sobbed. I have no clue, but I need to know what the fuck happened during those 2 weeks. There just has to be an answer there, and I need to know. Mary nodded and buried her face in my shoulder. We agreed that meditation wasn't... one sec. My wife's texting me. Also, we've hit the 3-hour mark. 3-hour mark, that's awesome. Oh, my wife sent me a video. So, like I told y'all, my daughter is at my in-laws' house. They're watching her, and they just sent me a video of her. She's like a month old, and oh my gosh, that is the cutest freaking smile I've ever seen. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. I tell you, I'm obsessed with. We're both obsessed with our daughter. I just cannot stop being around her. We hit 3 hours. I set another goal. We don't have to hit it. I just set it out there to see if we can get a couple. Just to see what's up. See if we can get some a couple more super chats or get a couple more gifted memberships, something like that. Just because we've been going for 3 hours, I want to go for another. I want to go till 11. But I know I cannot get enough. We were actually in bed this morning, and my wife fed her, and then handed her over to me. And then so something about me, like I don't like stuff touching me in a sense. Like, okay, if something wet touches me, I have got to like wipe it off of me. I can't stand to feel something dry on my skin. And unless it's water, I can take water. But if it's anything else, if a dog nose touches my legs, oh, I can't stand it. I gotta wipe. If it touches like my legs with no shorts on or with no pants on, I gotta wipe the dog nose off of me. I gotta wipe it off my hands, then wipe it on my pants. And we're laying in bed, and daughter just ate like half an hour ago, and then she's just chilling. She's on my arm, and then she just went blit, and then just a bunch of milk just came out, and it just got all over my arm. And I look over at my wife, and I'm like, "Get me a towel, please." All right, where are we? We agreed that meditation wasn't. Let's see. Oh, there we are. There it is. Mary nodded and buried her face in my shoulder. We agreed that meditation wasn't working for regaining memory and did more to scare us than help. She convinced me to go to a neurologist that specializes in TBI, dementia, and amnesia. They ran some tests, but I came back as normal, and they said they couldn't help me. Yeah, see, like, for me, Manic, I don't mind people touching me at all. I don't mind physical contact. It's just if something wet touches my skin and it's not water, I've got to wipe that shit off. Like, it's gotta be wiped off. It drives me insane. I came back as normal, and they said they couldn't help me. After that, she got me in to see a hypnotherapist. I was skeptical, but desperate enough. I messed that up. Oh, thank you, Mandizzle. I know my mom just went to her like a 2-month vacation to Canada. That's where my mom's side of the family lives, and I'm like my daughter's gonna look different just in that 2-month window. You're gonna come back and she looks different. Thank you for the $4.99. I know, yeah, my daughter, she's got my wife's nose, and she's got my super chubby cheeks. Like, I got some chubby ass cheeks, guys. Like, I'm like 5'10". Sorry, I'm not 6 foot. I'm 5'10". I'm like 185 pounds, and it's the Native American side of me because we have high cheekbones. So, thank you, Naomi, for becoming a member. Thank you. I've got those high Native American cheekbones, and I've got some, chipmunk cheeks. I got chubby ass cheeks, but they keep me looking young, so I'll accept it. And then, my wife, she's got kind of my wife's eyes a little bit. My wife is black, and I'm Native American, and we're still trying to figure out, like, because my daughter's color is kind of like my color. I'm kind of just like a somewhat tan white guy, even though I'm half native. But my dad's all white, and my mom's Native American. So we're still trying to wait for some of her color to come in. I'm like, maybe once we get her in the sun a little bit, who knows? After that, she got me in to see a hypnotherapist. I was skeptical, but desperate enough. Let's see, where is that on the... After that, she got me in to see a hypnotherapist. I was skeptical, but desperate enough to try anything. The thing that's cool about hypnotherapy, at least the one I went to, is that they have this whole professional video recording set up, and you get the option to keep a copy of the recording of your sessions. Of course, I opted to get a copy of all the recordings. They also come with unprofessional transcriptions of the recording. See, we don't need to use the word recording 12 times. Let's see. Of course, I opted to get a copy of all the recordings. They also come with a professional transcript of everything. The following is a transcription of my first session. Carrie. All right, let's find Whispering Screams lines. Oh, I don't have hers open. Let me get the document out. One moment, please. I am Mohawk, so my Indians are from like New York, Canada, up north. But where I live, Cherokee is like everywhere. In Virginia, there's a lot of Cherokee down here. So I'm half white, half native, and I'm tan. My sister gets so dark, she looks black sometimes in the summer. My older brother is pretty dark. Well, not dark, he's just tan too. And then my younger brother, blonde hair, blue eyes. We always, so my mom had 4 kids, and my youngest brother was the blonde hair, blue eyed boy. And my dad always said that my mom ran out of ink. Because that's the only one, blonde hair, blue eyes. And then his hair came out like strawberry at one point. The following is a transcription of my first session. Yeah, I've heard that too, Augusto, that kids tend to darken up. Like even full black kids will darken up, but our daughter's half black, so it'll be a little bit till she darkens up even more. Let's see, Carrie. I know I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's like 2, 3 years old.
It is June 2018. My name is S. Carey,
I mean, guys, listen to that voice.
clinical hypnotherapist. Licensed in hypnotherapy in Illinois State. License number 302456. State your name for the record, please.
Yeah, I had not spent many of the past summers in the sun like I usually do. I'm usually a lot darker than I am right now. Yep, King Frankie, a lot of Cherokee where I live. My natives are up north.
6. State your name for the record, please.
Hi, my name is H.J.
It is June 2018. My name is S.
Oh yeah, she sent me
Okay, now that we have
There
the
we go.
instructions out of the way, what's been going on? What's been going on?
I went through a pretty traumatic event about 6 months ago. I was gone for 2 weeks, and I don't remember anything that happened during that time. I completely agree, Cryptid. When I found her, I was like, oh my gosh, she has got to be a regular on the channel.
Okay. Now that we...
And thank goodness she agreed.
So the goal is to remember what happened in those 2 weeks.
That happened during that time.
Remember what happened in... The goal is to remember what happened in those 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think I can help. Although I do have to let you know that I cannot guarantee anything.
Understood. Gosh, seeing this is still driving me nuts. I should not be seeing that much of this right here, guys. I should not be seeing that much noise. Let me just unplug my microphone and plug it back in. I don't want to do that, but let's see. It's still there. What the fuck? I mean, really, where the hell is that? I was recording yesterday and none of that was there. I don't know what is going on with that. Understood. Shouldn't be any lag right now. The connection seems to be pretty good. Understood.
I think I can help. Are you ready to get started?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible it's my AC, but the AC is not louder than normal, and it's usually not like that. The AC was cranking yesterday, and it was fine.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am. Nah, I said that kind of weird.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I am. See, it disappeared there for a quick second. Whispering Scream. She has a picture of herself. I'm assuming it's her. I don't know, with 2 pieces of tape across her eyes.
Good. Today we're going to start with what's called regression hypnotherapy. This should help us with revisiting those 2 weeks and hopefully bring back some memories. Hopefully bring back some memories.
Sounds good.
And hopefully bring back some memories. Bring back some memories. Good. Today we're going to start with what? Go ahead and get comfortable. You can lie down or remain seated. Whatever puts you in a most relaxed state.
Yeah, no kidding, Augusto. I talk about them enough, don't I?
Puts you in a most relaxed state.
Jay lies down, then sits back up. Okay, I'm ready.
Good. Now I want you to lay your head back and focus on the ceiling tile.
Gosh, her voice is so relaxing.
Back and focus on the ceiling tile.
Okay. Jay lays his head back. Like this? I want some more fucking pizza.
Yes. Yes. Now, take it. Yes. Now, take a deep breath and hold it in. While you breathe in, I want you to think back on a time when you were most relaxed. And breathe out slowly through your mouth. And while you breathe out, I want you to relax your body. Breathe in and hold. Now I want you to close your eyes and picture that time when you were most relaxed. And breathe out slowly. Feel yourself sinking into the couch.
Aw, sorry, Cryptid. I want some pizza so bad. I had pizza today, too. I hadn't had pizza for like a month. Like I was telling you about that soybean or soy dairy diet. I cut it out to eat, to help my wife out. And I had pizza today, and fuck, it was so good.
Yourself sinking into the couch.
Jay has let his arms drop to his sides.
Yes. 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 Now, good. I'm going to count backwards from 10 now. Breathe in and hold. 10. Breathe out slowly, relaxing deeper into the couch. 9. Breathe in and hold. 8. Breathe out slowly. Feel yourself falling into a deep sleep. 7. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out slowly. 6. Breathe in and hold. 5. In and hold. 4. And out. I want you to picture the last thing you remember before the missing 2 weeks. 3. Now when I get to 1, you will put yourself back to that memory. 2. In and out. 1.
Damn, she's about to put me to sleep.
Can you tell me where you are?
Alright, guys, I am just going to, real quick, I don't want to stop streaming yet, and I want to get more work done on this, but I need to take like a 10-minute break. just go downstairs. My wife just got home. Go downstairs, grab a drink. I'm going to get a quick little snack. But I don't want to quit. I don't want to finish working yet. I want to stay at this for a while. So I'm just going to go backwards, like 10 minutes into the story, and play that while I'm gone. And I'll be back in 10 minutes. We've got a long drive, and you guys have been through it tonight. Get some sleep. I felt like I was having a panic attack. When I looked at Will, he seemed calm. You been through this before?
Once.
He said, before settling in and laying his head back on the headrest.
Get some sleep. It'll be okay.
I looked out the window and looked at the night sky. After a while, I fell asleep. I still have gaps in my memory from when I fell asleep to when I woke up 2 weeks later. All these years later, and I've tried everything from deep meditation to hypnotherapy. Hell, my wife even got me to see a neurologist that specializes in dementia. I've regained a decent amount, but there are still gaps. I'll do my best to try and recount what happened. Where there's still gaps, I'll do my best to try and fill them in. I asked if Will experienced the same thing. He said he did, but something never sat right with me. Whenever I asked him about what happened after we fell asleep, he always said he didn't remember with the casual look on his face. The first few times I asked, I didn't notice. About 2 years after the incident, what we ended up calling that night, Will and I were in my backyard drinking. About halfway through a bottle of whiskey, I asked him if he remembered anything. Now, it could have been the whiskey that lowered his usually stoic demeanor. Either that or I wasn't as drunk as I thought. You sure you don't remember?
Fucking hell. Jay, the only thing I remember is falling asleep in the car and then waking up.
His face stayed the same it always did. But when I looked in his eyes, I noticed something I've seen in the eyes of many people before. Hell, even my own, but never him. Will was afraid of something. The look in his eyes kept me up at night for a while. I had only ever seen Will show two emotions on his face, anger and happiness. Even then, these were rare occurrences when they did happen. Will's eyes always reflected how he was feeling. When he was angry, the green color in his eyes darkened. When he was happy, they would be a shade lighter than normal. What kept me up was that when I saw the fear in his eyes, they had these swirls of black, almost like his pupils were bleeding their nothingness into his iris. It was the first time I saw this in his eyes. I only ever saw it again one more time. I woke up in my room 2 weeks after the incident. After explaining everything to my wife, Mary, she didn't believe me. I couldn't blame her. Who disappears for 2 weeks and just shows up saying, "Hey, I saw some really weird, unexplainable shit and was taken away by Homeland Security. But I don't remember anything that happened the last 2 weeks. How you doing?" I sounded like I lost it. She made me go to counseling a few months, and it did help with some things, but I still didn't have any memory of those 2 weeks. She was a lot more distant after I came back, and we went through a rough patch. After some couples counseling, she suggested we try some alternative medicine to get my memory back. There was this feeling inside that remembering was not the solution. When I tried guided meditation, I heard a voice in one of my sessions that caused me to snap out of the meditation when it spoke. Jay will return. It was the same voice from the recording. I told Mary about the voice and where I recognized it from. After that, she filmed the next meditation session. Apparently, I was muttering to myself throughout the session. I heard the voice again and again, and I snapped out of the meditation. Mary was frozen. Her face was white and she was crying. "What happened? Mary, what's wrong?" "Just listen." She handed me her phone. I hit play and watched myself sit in this empty room. I was facing away from Mary and there was silence, until about 5 minutes into the video. "Mary, Mary, Mary," a female voice spoke. I paused the video and looked back at Mary. "Who is that? Did someone walk in?" Mary shook her head and pointed to the phone. I looked back down and continued watching. The voice spoke again. Ryan was the message. D was the payment. I felt my blood run cold as I watched me turn around. My mouth was open but not moving, like the voice was being projected out of me. Jay will return. The video ended. What the fuck is happening, Jay? Mary sobbed. I have no clue, but I need to know what the fuck happened during those 2 weeks. There just has to be an answer there, and I need to know. Mary nodded and buried her face in my shoulder. We agreed that meditation wasn't working for regaining memory and did more to scare us than help. She convinced me to go to a neurologist that specializes in TBI, dementia, and amnesia. They ran some tests, but I came back as normal and they said they couldn't help me. After that, she got me in to see a hypnotherapist. I was skeptical, but desperate enough to try anything. The thing that's cool about hypnotherapy, at least the one I went to, is that they have this whole professional video recording set up and you get the option to keep a copy of the recording of your sessions. Of course, I opted to get a copy of all the recordings. They also come with a professional transcript of everything. The following is a transcription of my first session. Carrie.
It is June 2018. My name is S. Carey, clinical hypnotherapist. Licensed in hypnotherapy in Illinois State. License number 302456. State your name for the record, please.
Hi, my name is H.J.
Okay, now that we have the introductions out of the way, what's been going on?
I went through a pretty traumatic event about 6 months ago. I was gone for 2 weeks and I don't remember anything that happened during that time.
So the goal is to remember what happened in those 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think I can help. Although I do have to let you know that I cannot guarantee anything.
Understood.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I am.
Good. Today we're going to start with what's called regression hypnotherapy. This should help us with revisiting those 2 weeks and hopefully bring back some memories.
Sounds good.
Go ahead and get comfortable. You can lie down or remain seated. Whatever puts you in a most relaxed state.
Jay lies down, then sits back up. Okay, I'm ready.
Good. Now I want you to lay your head back and focus on the ceiling tile.
Okay. Jay lays his head back. Like this?
Yes. Now, take a deep breath and hold it in. While you breathe in, I want you to think back on a time when you were most relaxed. And breathe out slowly through your mouth. And while you breathe out, I want you to relax your body. Breathe in and hold. Now I want you to close your eyes and picture that time when you were most relaxed. And breathe out slowly. Feel yourself sinking into the couch.
Jay has let his arms drop to his sides.
Good. I'm going to count backwards from 10 now. Breathe in and hold. 10. Breathe out slowly, relaxing deeper into the couch. 9. Breathe in and hold. 8. Breathe out slowly. Feel yourself falling into a deep sleep. 7. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out slowly. 6. Breathe in and hold. 5. In and hold. 4. And out. I want you to picture the last thing you remember before the missing 2 weeks. 3. Now when I get to 1, you will put yourself back to that memory. 2. In and out. 1. Can you tell me where you are?
All right, I'm back, motherfuckers. Right in time, too. Let's see. Motherfucker is a term of endearment from me, by the way. So if you get called that, it is a compliment. Let's see.
Can you tell me where you are? Can you tell me where you are?
I'm in the back seat of this blacked out SUV, staring at the stars through the window.
Good. Now take me back to the end of that drive. Where are you now?
I'm in a concrete room at a sitting table. Nope, at a sitting table. That's not even a thing.
Where are you now?
I'm in a concrete room sitting at a table.
Are you able? Is there anyone in?
Virginia and their traditions. That might just be a me thing.
Is there anyone in the room with you?
No, I'm alone. Looking around, there's a pane of glass on the wall to the right. Oh, I thought I was going to say to the right in front of me. And I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then I was like, no, I just read it wrong.
Is there anyone in the room with you?
No, I'm alone. Looking around, there's a pane of glass on the wall to the right of me. I can hear the hum of a speaker system, but no voices. Just breathing.
Are you able to move around? Are you able to move around?
I think so. Fuck!
Are you able? What's happening now?
Fuck.
What's happening now?
I heard the door handle. I think someone's coming in. Jay is now looking to the door, at the door. Door handle. I think someone's coming in. Jay is now looking at the door to the office. Who are you? Jay is turning his head as if he's watching somebody walk from the door to in front of him. What do you want from me? Where's Will? And more importantly, where the fuck am I?
Who are you speaking with?
Ooh, let me open
Who
this.
are you speaking with?
Let me open this drink up. Yeah, get me. So I'm a Diet Coke guy. You know, I switched from Dr. Pepper to... I wanted to lose some weight, and Diet Dr. Pepper is absolute garbage. Dr. Pepper is the best drink on the planet, but Diet Dr. Pepper is disgusting. I don't like regular Coke, so I tried Diet Coke, and that was fucking delicious. And then they had no regular Diet Coke at the store that I was at the other day. Well, no, wait. I was at 7-Eleven during work, and I was like, let me buy a Diet Coke. And I bought a cherry Diet Coke by accident. And, well, actually, I got to the register, and I saw in my hand, I was like, oh, fuck, it's cherry. And I hate cherry-flavored stuff, but it was my turn at the register. And I'm the kind of person that's like, well, I'm here now already. I'm not going to tell her no, and I'm not going to look like a doofus and go back to the cooler and grab the regular Diet Coke. So I was like, fuck it. Let's drink the cherry Coke. And I don't like it, but I don't like cherry stuff. But then I tried this and I was like, oh wow, this cherry Diet Coke is actually pretty good. All right, let's see.
Who are you speaking with?
You know what? Give me a few seconds, because I cut up a bunch of strawberries when I was downstairs, but I didn't get a chance to eat them. Let me mute the microphone 1 second. You know, you don't come to these live streams for quality, okay? You come to these because you get the stories first, and you get the raw and unedited Kevin from Nightmares Nightly. And I'm gonna eat some strawberries on the live stream because I'm hungry. And you know, y'all get me. You know, this is like you're sitting here recording with me, like if I'm doing it in the middle of the day, like normal. Man, I tried Diet Dr. Pepper and it just tastes so bad. And I tried for a while to like it, and I just couldn't do it. I'm muting the mic. I'm muting the mic back and forth because I cannot stand to listen to mouth noises. But you know, I'm almost done. Oh my gosh, those were so good. I cut up like a pound of strawberries when I was downstairs. I still got like a couple strawberries left, but I eat. Guys, I love strawberries are my favorite fruit. Then I think it's like I don't know, pineapple, watermelon. I like kiwi, but they make my mouth itchy, so I think I'm allergic. So I try not to eat those, even though kiwi's so good, but they make my mouth all itchy. And then I don't want to fucking go into shock one day if I eat it. You know, I actually drink El Gusto. Okay, so the cherry Diet Coke does have caffeine in it, but I usually get the Diet Coke that's like in the gold can, and that has no caffeine because I don't like caffeine. All right, back to the story. I'll eat the rest of those strawberries. I eat like, guys, when they're in season and they don't cost too much, I eat like 10 pounds of strawberries a week. What do you want from me? Like, legitimately. And more importantly, where the fuck am I? Shit, where the fuck am I in the story? Where is that? Okay, there it is. Jeez. Manic, I'm terrified of...
Who are you speaking with?
Like, you know, I've had plenty of kiwi my whole life, but it's like when I eat kiwi, they make my mouth itchy, and I'm like, that means I have a slight allergy to them. And I'm like, I don't know if one day I'm going to be like extra allergic that day, and then my throat's going to close up, so I try to stay away from them.
Speaking with?
Am I?
Who are you speaking with?
That doesn't tell me shit. Who? Man, this story, I don't mind. This story has just like, I don't know, what's this, like the 35th fuck bomb? And I'm like, I don't mind that at all, but you know, sometimes YouTube is like, oh, you said fuck too many times. Am I?
Who are you speaking with?
That doesn't tell me shit. Who the fuck are you? Jay blankly stares at Carrie.
Who? Tomorrow. What the? Jay.
Blankly stares at Carrie.
Jay.
Jay must remember. Jay will return. It has been noted as important by the hypnotherapist to specify that Jay's mouth was unnaturally wide open while a voice spoke through him.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
See, Whispering Scream always sends me like 2 to 3 takes of each line.
What the fuck are
Man, even I think there's 4. Let's go through all of them.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
Let me listen through again and see which one I want to use.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
All right, it's between.
What the fuck are you?
It's between that one.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
I like that one the most, but I'm like, is she really like that panicky in this moment in the story? You know, like which one actually fits it the best? Even though I like
What the fuck are you?
that one the most, but
What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you?
yeah, I think we'll go with. I think we'll go with the last one too. Yeah, good pick, guys.
What the fuck are you?
Unintelligible screaming. End of session 1. The third one wasn't bad either, Frankie. It was between that and the last one for me. Of session 1. The footage abruptly ended after I screamed, and I don't remember any of this. I think Carrie just wanted me out of the office because when I came to, she was shaking and wouldn't answer any questions I had. After a few weeks of avoiding my calls and always being out of office, when I went in person to the office, Carrie called me. All she said when I answered the phone was,
Tomorrow, 2:00. Get rest and plan to be out of work for a couple of days.
you know what this kind of reminds me of? Someone tell me the name of this movie. What was the name of that movie with Kevin Bacon? This movie scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. What was that Kevin Bacon movie where the guy doesn't believe in hypnotism and he gets hypnotized by one of his like wife's friends or something, and then it makes him psychic? I know someone in this chat has to know what I'm talking about. I want to see if I can get it without looking it up. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Does anyone did I at least give y'all enough context? Kevin Bacon. Let's see. No, Kevin Bacon, he gets hypnotized. They're talking about ghosts or something. And, Stir of Echoes. There you go, Gusto. That's what it is. That movie, because, obviously, I'm sure y'all know what scene freaked me out the most. Because, I'm like 32. I watched that when I was like 10. I'm sure y'all can know the scene. It's when the girl, this is always the creepiest fucking thing in movies, when you have like a ghost or like a zombie demon character and they do that fucking creepy ass like fast glitch walk. That shit scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Plan to be out of work for a couple of days.
But that movie was good. That was a good movie.
Plan to be out of work for a couple of days.
I called the jail and let them know I was going to be out sick for a couple of days. Mary drove me to Carrie's office and we walked inside. Hi, checking in for my appointment? Last name Jay? I said to the woman at the front desk. Gehennis Lord, I don't remember seeing an email from you. Message retracted. Strange. I did get a story from somebody though. Yesterday or the day before, but not with that name. Also, guys, just to let y'all know, I do not click on emails from basically anybody. That's why the best thing is to just post it to my Reddit. I will only answer an email from someone like Keeper or from like another narrator that I actually know, because being a YouTuber, you get so many emails from people all the time trying to scam you and like take your cookies and your data and log into your account. And I see these scams. Not that anybody would for y'all, but you just cannot trust basically anybody. God of Gods, you're not Matthew, are you? Tales from the Crypt and in House on Haunted Hill. You know, talking about like Tales from the Crypt and stuff. So I'm a super lucid dreamer. To where like ever since I was like 5 years old, I've had incredibly lucid dreams. Very, very realistic. Usually in my dreams, I know I'm dreaming, so I can lucid dream to where I can take control of the dream. But on the ones that I don't, they look like real life. Like they look like real life. Detail is immaculate. And I have a couple like horrible nightmares from when I was a kid. And one of them I remember. So we used to live in a trailer park until I was like 6 years old. We moved out when I was about 5, but yeah, we moved out like right after I turned 6. So I was basically 5 my whole life in the trailer park. So whenever I have a memory of the trailer park, I know I was 5 years old when it happened, or earlier. And I think this was like a 4-year-old memory, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. And I remember the Tales from the Crypt Keeper, or whatever it was. And I'm in the trailer park. I'm in the trailer. My whole family is there. And we're all like talking, but people are kind of ignoring me. And it was so weird. The Crypt Keeper person appeared in my dream. And we're in the kitchen, like / living room of the trailer. And the Crypt person just comes out of nowhere, takes this giant fucking needle and syringe and stabs me with it and injects something into me. And then it makes it to where I can't talk. And no one in my dream, all the grown-ups in my dream, my parents, my aunts and uncles, no one sees the Crypt Keeper. And then the Crypt Keeper picks me up. And the injection made me not be able to fucking talk. And then I'm like trying to scream in my dream. And no one sees the Crypt Keeper. And then this fucking bitch kidnaps me and takes me outside of the trailer park. And I couldn't fucking yell for help. That nightmare was like terrifying, actually. That nightmare was like crazy. I remember that nightmare 27 years later, which is pretty nuts. Yeah, someone, I don't know if this was you, God of Gods, but someone sent me an email with a story, the other day. I'm not going to say whose name it was, but it was completely written by AI. I get a lot of those. It's someone that sent me a story a while back, and then I told them that I'm not going to be interested. I can't move forward with that story. I knew it was written by AI, but I didn't want to just blatantly tell it to them. And then they sent me another email months later, which was actually the other day. It was like, hey, I got another story. And I'm like, I didn't respond, but I know it was written with like a ChatGPT or a Claude or something. Let's see. Let's read some comments. I have lots of lucid dreams, Cisco. Yep. I had another horrible nightmare when I was a kid too. Same trailer park. So, all right. Everyone can believe whatever they want to believe. All right. I have had ghost and spiritual encounters my entire life. Since like being 4 years old. And my whole life I've had this. Which email did you send it to, by the way? Did you send it to thenightmaresnightly@gmail.com? Because I just don't have anything. It could be in spam or something else, so I'll check that. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus Christ, all that stuff. I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus is the only way to heaven. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, stuff like that. And but I know for a fact that the afterlife exists in some way, because I have seen ghosts or demons, whatever you want to call them. I've seen spirits my whole life, ever since I was a kid. It's been a while since I've seen them now. My sister is a medium, although she doesn't practice like stuff like that. But she has been the most like psychic, if you want to call it that, throughout our childhood. I have undeniable personal experience that even if Christianity isn't true, which I believe it is, but even if it isn't, I know for a fact that there is some kind of spirit or afterlife. I know you don't stop when you die. Something happens, because I've seen ghosts. I've seen shit fly across my room for no reason. And I know whatever you think about Ouija boards, I know they're real, because when we were in the trailer park when I was a kid, my mom and dad thought it would be a fun idea to fuck with the Ouija board, just them two. And my mom and dad are not liars. They have no reason to lie. I believe them 100%. They weren't fucking with each other. They fucked with the Ouija board in that trailer when we were like little kids, like I don't know, like maybe I was 3 or 4. I don't remember the ages exactly, but and they said the Ouija board worked. It was moving around and shit, and it was answering questions. And then ever since they used that Ouija board at the trailer park, weird shit happened in the trailer, like TVs turning off and on. Fire alarm went off for no reason. So there was one time my dad woke up, and also too, right after they did it, shit started happening around the house. And then my parents had like horrible nightmares, and my parents don't really dream to begin with. And they started having horrible nightmares about like stuff that happened in the trailer, stuff happening to us kids. And then even one night, my dad, he woke up, and he ran for the fire. This is what my mom told me. And he woke up and was screaming that there's a fire in the trailer. And my mom's like, "What?" And my dad ran and grabbed the fire extinguisher, and he's like, Debbie, I saw the flames coming out of the vents all the way up to the ceiling. There was fire coming out of the floor." And my mom was like, my dad's name's Kevin too. She's like, "Kevin, if there was a fucking fire, at least the fire alarm would be going off." And then there was absolutely no fire. And then right when my mom said the fire alarm would go off, the fucking fire alarm in the house went off. There was no, so my dad had the nightmare. It was fake, but it was so real he thought it was so real he thought it was real. Then it was so real he grabbed the fire extinguisher and was gonna just put it on the vent. And then my mom says the fire alarm would go off, and then the fire alarm, fucking like a movie, cut on right when she said that. So there was like, and that's just one story. I mean, there's all kinds of stories where my mom felt like she would like feel like, hands on her in the house, like come up behind her, TV just turning off and on and shit. Like I said, they had horrible like night terrors for a while, and then eventually, my dad kind of connected the dots. And this is not how you're supposed to dispose of like, cursed objects or whatever you believe in. You should get it blessed and stuff like that before you dispose of it. But my dad just took it. One story I heard that he lit it on fire and threw it away. But then another story I heard that he just took it to the dump. I'm forgetting which one it was. But basically, whenever my dad disposed of it and got it out of the trailer, all stuff kind of went back to normal. And my mom has a story of Ouija boards working when she was a kid too. Excuse me. So that shit works, guys. Don't ever fuck with that stuff. You don't know what's coming out. And for most people, I'm sure it doesn't work. but there's always somebody listening on the other side. I had a fucking Nerf basketball fly across my bedroom one time. One of the creepiest encounters that I've had was I was maybe like 15, no, yeah, about 12 years old, I guess, and I went to a family friend's house, one of my mom's, and committed mass dump arson. Yeah. He lit it on fire and then threw it in the dump. So one of my mom's friends, a family friend, we went over to her house, and she got a new house. I don't know if it was new to her, but not an old construction. Also, to keep in mind where I live in Virginia, Virginia was like the fucking Virginia and Carolinas were like the Civil War capital. So there, who knows what the. My dad used to go metal detecting all the time. My dad has like thousands of bullets from the Civil War. A lot of coins and some like belt buckles and horseshoes and stuff. So this was like a battlefield central. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of people dying over here not long ago either. And I was at my family friend's house, and I was in one of the bedrooms upstairs, and I was on the computer, and then my siblings kept sneaking up on me, and the computer was sitting in the room, and they had a webcam on the computer. And keep in mind, this is like almost 20 years. It probably was 20 years ago. You didn't have AI. There was no augmented reality, no VR, nothing like that. Shit was not a thing. That kind of technology didn't exist. And my siblings kept sneaking up on me, and the webcam was pointed at the door because my back was to the door. That's how they could sneak up on me. So I was wanted to just read my book. I was reading an Artemis Fowl book, because I used to love to read even back then. And I kept getting pissed because they would sneak up on me and scare me. So I closed the door to the bedroom, and I made sure nobody was hiding in there. And then I put the webcam on the door so I could have my book open right underneath the monitor. And then if anyone was going to sneak up on me, I could see them in the webcam. And I'm reading my book, and then I see movement, and I just like casually like pick my eyes up. And I shit you not, a fucking hooded, black, cloaked figure walks right fucking behind me from side to side on the webcam. And I just about shit my fucking pants. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Don't react. Because, if you I was thinking, like, if you react and show that you saw it, and then you try to run, it might try to get your ass or, freak you out. So I was like, don't react. So I just slowly stood up, and I said out loud, I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, just pretending like nothing was wrong. And then and then once I hit the door, I open that thing and just fucking run. That was one of the creepiest things that's ever happened to me spirit-wise, because I saw this fucking thing go right fucking behind me. And that shit was terrifying. I'm not a Kevin Jr. because my dad, when he was doing my dad's name is Kevin, my name is Kevin, and we have different middle names because he didn't want to legally change his name to Senior. Because when you do have a Junior or a Kevin II, the existing Kevin has to update his ID and stuff like that. But that shit was terrifying. And then, come to find out, I told my siblings that story a little while later, and my sister, who has always been like the sensitive psychic, she was like, I didn't want to say anything, but the whole time we were in that house, I could like feel stuff in there. That freaked me out. Then there was another time when I was maybe 5. So we went to, I never knew my great grandma, who was my dad's mom. No, my dad's mom's mom. I never knew her because she passed from when I was like 5 years old. Now my sister is 14 months younger than me. So if I'm 5, she's like 4 or something like that. Pretty much for the most part. We went to my grandma's house one day we thought it was a regular, oh, we're visiting grandma kind of visit. And we go over to grandma's house. And like I said, we had never seen our great grandma. I don't know what she looks like, never met her. She passed when I was 5 and she didn't live around here. So we never knew her. We thought we were going to Mimon Peepaw's. And we get there. And my sister is 4 years old. And then she ends up saying to my mom and dad, she goes, "Dad?" And my dad's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then she goes, "Who's that lady with the white curly hair and the black purse sitting on Mima's porch?" And then my mom and dad were like, "What the fuck?" She literally described. Now, of course, a lot of old people fit that description, but my sister's never seen great grandma. And oh yeah, I forgot to say the part that we went over there because my great grandma died a couple days earlier. So we were going over there to see Mima to like comfort her and stuff because that was her mom. We had no idea she died, didn't know who she was. We thought we were just going to see Mima and Peepaw. And then my sister perfectly describes what the great grandma who just died looked like. She's like, "Who's that lady with the white curly hair and the black purse sitting on Mima's porch?" That one was kind of crazy. So that's another thing. And that's my sister being psychic from like 4 years old. Yeah, that one was pretty nuts. We didn't hear that story until we were a little older. Our parents didn't really tell us that until we got older for that. Yeah. What's another one? There's another time when we were I was maybe 10. We were going over to my uncle's house. My uncle just moved into a house that was an older house. And there was nothing like crazy about it yet. And we go over there and we're helping him move in. And now it's like, 10 o'clock at night. It's pretty late. Our whole lives, we've had stuff in our own house where we kind of had, I feel like my parents' house has been haunted by kind of like a trickster entity. Not something that's like terrorized us, just something that kind of did like funny, like weird pranks. Just messed with us a little bit, but didn't like freak us out a ton. Wasn't like terrorizing us, but it was like a trickster thing. And sometimes I would see my sibling in a room that wasn't in that room. So you walk by like the playroom and I see my sister. And then I go to the kitchen and my sister's in the fucking kitchen. They're like, "What the fuck?" So that happened a decent amount of times growing up. And then we were at my uncle's house helping him move in. And we had dominoes for that night. There was like, 15 of us in the house, between all the family and all the kids. And us kids were going to eat in one of the bedrooms where we were watching like TV and playing games. And I see my sister go to the pizza box, grab a couple pieces of pizza out, and then I see her go walk into the bedroom where we were all chilling. And then I grab my pizza and I follow like right behind my sister. And then she walks into the room and then 2 seconds behind her I am, and I walk into the room. And I walk in there and there's fucking nobody in the room. And I'm like 12 years old, so I'm not like a fucking 7-year-old just like hallucinating shit. And another one of those moments where I was like, "What the fuck?" And that bedroom had a bathroom and a closet, and I like walked in there and inspected, and I was like, where the fuck is no one was in there. So once I found that out, I fucking booked it. Almost dropped my pizza all over the floor, although I would have ate it anyways. And then I get to the living room and my sister just sitting on the couch. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Cisco, good seeing you in here, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for coming in for the live stream. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great night as well. That was another like freaky story. And like I said, like I grew up with this kind of stuff all the time, like all kinds of stuff like that. So I know this was like a 20-minute side detour, but yeah, I know that the afterlife exists in some kind of way. Hi, checking in for my appointment. Last name Jay, I said to the woman at the front desk. Carrie sat up from the chair and looked at me and Mary. Her eyes were bloodshot and her hair was disheveled. She looked rough.
Tomorrow, 2:00. Get rest and plan to be out of work for a couple of days. Get rest. I've been reviewing the recording from your first session. You are the only appointment I have for the next week. I've been reviewing the recording from your first session over and over again. I spoke with my mentor and sent it for review to multiple different experts.
Mary and I shared a look. I said that kind of
Review
funny.
to multiple different experts.
Mary and I shared a look of confusion. Carrie, what are you talking about? I don't remember anything from that appointment.
You are the... Mary had the same voice I did. Same messages I got too. There was an addition this time. Mary...
All right, I'm probably going to try to get to the hour and 45-minute mark and then call it a day. I would stay longer, but my wife got home like an hour ago and I want to get some baby time.
Too. There was an addition this time. There was an addition this time.
What was it? Mary asked.
There was an addition. Mary had the same voice I did.
Excuse me.
The same message I got too.
Where?
There was an addition this time. Mary had the same voice I did.
Where's your line at?
There was an addition. Jay must remember. Followed by Jay will return.
Good night, King Frankie. Thank you for stopping by. You won't be missing much. I'll be logging off here in like 10 minutes. Mary asked.
Jay must remember. Followed by Jay will return.
Oh, you caught the live, but I'm about to head off. Oh, no. The live has been
Jay
going
will
for
return.
4 hours now.
Remember. Followed by Jay will return.
Mary grabbed my arm and sat down. I said that? I asked.
You opened your mouth? No. Well, yes, but no. It was just like the meditation video that Mary showed me. You opened your mouth, but something spoke through you. No. Well, yes, but no. It was just like the meditation video that Mary showed me.
Dexter, what's up, man? You missed your lines a little while ago. We're on hour 4 now, and I'm actually wrapping it up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But I was telling everybody how I was like, so guys, I send these lines to Dexter, and it's like the second story he's worked with me on, maybe the third, and he goes, of course, my guy opens with a dick joke, because this one was like, did you show her your dick out there, or whatever the line was. Here we go. Here it is.
What? You sure your dick out there? I'd cry too. What? You sure your dick out there? I'd cry too.
Oh, that line cracks me up, bro.
Something spoke through you. Something spoke through you.
Well, what now?
No. Well, it was just like the meditation video that Mary showed me. No. Well, like I said, I spoke with a lot of people since the last appointment. No. Right. Well, like I said, I spoke with a lot of people since our last appointment. We're going to try something different.
Hey, beautiful. No, I'll be done in like 5 minutes, sweetie. Okay, sweet.
Through you. We're going to try something different. We're going to try something different.
I'll try anything at this point.
We're going to do what I meant to refer to as a marathon session. Normally, sessions are only supposed to last about an hour, maybe 2. Last about an hour, maybe 2.
Carrie said, while digging through notes scattered on the desk in front of her. Thank you, Dex. Thank you. Yeah, this has been a particularly long stream.
This is going to be multiple 4-hour sessions.
But I love it. I
Essentially,
enjoy
we
these
aren't
live
going to
streams a
stop
lot.
until we get to the end of those 2 weeks.
And also, guys, the streams, I'm not gonna. I don't plan on I don't plan on monetizing them because, like I said, when it's like a stream this long, YouTube puts like 96 ads in it. So it's like, what's the point?
Going to stop until we get to the end of those 2 weeks.
Let's get started. I'm ready now. Mary gave me a hug and a kiss before leaving. Just call me when you're done. She wanted to stay, but Carrie insisted she go. After she left, Carrie led me into her office and we got started. Only took 4 sessions, but now I remember mostly everything. After waking up in the interrogation room, a man in a suit walked in. Whose lines are these? Oh, Dexter. Nice. I was like, whose color is that? And I look at Google Docs on night mode, so the color looks like really weird.
Officer J, glad to see you're awake. Officer J, glad to see you're awake. Officer.
All right, got that. Nice. I got my boy Dex back in the story. Manic, I was terrified to go live, but now this is like the 4th time, and now I'm like pretty calm. Like I was even getting like a little like. The first time I went live, I was getting like even like my breathing was even funny because I'm like, man, I'm gonna be live to a bunch of people, and now I'm just chilling. Yeah, whenever I have to highlight lines, I do it in like regular mode, and then I switch back to dark because this yellow, I think, is actually like you're like a yellow orange. I think you're actually supposed to be like a greenish or. Oh, it's supposed to be like a yellowish, and now it's got you at like a pumpkin almost. Yellow-brown. It really messes up with the blue. The blue looks horrible.
See you're awake. Officer J, glad to see you're awake.
What do you want from me? Where's Will? And more importantly, where the fuck am I? The man sat down in the chair across the table. And honestly, Dex, I don't know if you remember, I got kind of confused when I did your lines because I was like, wait a second, Officer Smith, that's the guy that makes the dick joke in the beginning, but then he turns out to be like a secret, like supernatural interrogator guy or something. Like it was kind of weird to me.
Officer J, I'm nobody. Your friend is fine. Probably having a nice nap. All you need to know is that you are safe.
Yeah, sure, man. If you can do it with a webcam and not show your face, you just gotta disable the webcam or like put like a band-aid on it or something.
All you need to know is that you are safe.
He put a folder on the table in front of me and pulled out a notepad.
I have a few questions for you. How you answer them depends on how quickly we can move on with our investigation, and you can just forget about all of this. I have a few
Got a notepad.
questions.
That was a little too fast. Add a little bit of dead air. Got a notepad.
I have a few and you can just forget about all of this.
When I looked at his face, he was expressionless until he said I could forget. As he said that, I could see a slight smirk and a look of amusement on his face. That doesn't tell me shit. Who the fuck are you? See, and this doesn't make sense either because he's saying, who the fuck are you? But they used to work together. So I'm like, let me look at it. Are there two Smiths in this story? Yeah, see, it's weird. Officer Smith up here. And then all of a sudden there's an Agent Smith. I'm like, we should have used a little bit of a different name on that. But, you know. So they are two separate people, I technically think. All right, everybody. I would keep going, but I'm going to go lay in the bed for a little bit, snuggle with my ladies. We will pick this up. I want to get more done because when I'm live, I don't get as much done as I would hope, for good reason, because I like talking to y'all. I'm definitely going to try to record a bunch of this in the off time, and then, like next week, live stream at 7. The first 15 to 20 minutes will just be hanging out, chilling, talking, killing time until people funnel in. And then I will play everything that I recorded in the meantime. So that way if people get on time, they won't miss anything. So thank you all for stopping in. Thank you all for the super chats. It helps a lot, especially since I take off work for this now. It helps me make up for some of that missed income, so that helps me a ton and helps me be able to justify doing it. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot when people give up their hard-earned money for me, and it helps me do what I do. So I appreciate it. I will be here next Monday at 7 p.m. EST, and I cannot wait to see you all. And as always, thanks for listening, everybody.